Alright, video's up. Oh, alright. Yeah, one sec. I gotta grab the link and spread it around. Oops. There, yeah, I'm sharing the screen right now. Let me grab this link so I can shoot it to all our homies. All the homies. Yeah. We're trying to dodge that DMCA right now. Oh, it's poke. Do you want me to give you the answer? Okay. I think it's Gen 4. I don't remember where in Gen 4. Yeah, I'm like pretty positive it's Gen 4. Let me see. It's however, I don't care enough to look it up. Alright, let me advertise this. What's up? Oh. It's because you're old. It's because you're old. Haha, got him. Dude, somebody posted their Black War Greymon deck using Volcamon for BT6. Good for him. I'm happy that person is happy. Ooh. Alright, tell all your friends about the Huang Zero BT8 stream. Oh, you're not gonna? Okay. Well, I tried. Alright, and then once we get enough people in here, then we can kick it off. Okay. We are at 8. Alright. See ya. Do you want the answer? It's 7 Deadly Sins. Yeah. Alright, let me swap it. Just in case. I chickened out last second, fuck. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'll just turn on what we normally do, the DMCA lo-fi. That's right. Alright. 7 viewers. Oh my lord. Alright, where are the usual bums? Hey, bums. It's Saturday. Get on. Imagine going out to touch grass. It could not be me. All right. That's fine. If people want to catch up, they can catch up. All right. Man, imagine touching grass, bro. Wait, in my defense, I chose not to go outside and touch grass. I was actually busy. I was genuinely busy, but anywho. Okay, so we can start. Or I guess I can. I guess I can clip this for YouTube actually, and then upload it as both a live stream as well as a single piece of content. So we can do that actually. Hey, yo, what's up, Legu? Bum reporting for duty? Hell fucking right. Alright. So I'll start recording for YouTube in a second, and then we can go about the thing. But okay, so I'll do my little YouTube intro. Y'all can introduce yourselves, and then we can get this live stream started. Yeah, sound good? Alright, bet. Alright. Hey everybody, Huang0 here, and today we're going to do a BT8 live stream where we're going to go over the entire set. So we're going to evaluate every single card, how they are in the vacuum, as well as how they interact with the rest of the cards we have currently. And joining me today are Zero and Llama. Do you want to introduce yourselves? Alright. Yeah, if you guys don't know, so Zero has been on this channel a good amount of times. He's been in a lot of previous videos, and Llama is actually Taste of Victory. If you didn't know, they're like the same person or some shit like that. Yeah. Okay. So So first up, right? Greymon. Greymon is at the time of attack once per turn when the Digimon has 6,000 DP or higher, draw 1. So I think this egg's actually really good, right? Because like this is a really good egg. Right. Right. Oh.
Next.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Whoops. I forgot I muted Discord audio when we were playing Shin Megami. Okay. we caught it. We caught it early.
Okay, so I guess you missed the entire intro and everything.
Oh yeah. Can you guys introduce yourselves one more time?
Yeah. I am Zero. What's up, guys?
And I'm Llama, also known as Taste of Victory.
Yeah. Alright, so Gurimon is an excellent card because historically red has always struggled with drawing cards and getting card advantage. It's just not a color that just generate that much hand size. And the only draw they have is Koromon, which is locked to Bliss and Greymon, I believe. So Gurimon is their first generic draw, with a very easy to meet condition. 6k is extremely easy. So you can get this in aggro deck, or you can do this in more like higher end decks, just to get your combo pieces and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean like just overall, it is what Green Wish it had, right? Like Green Wishes, it didn't have to play freaking Pinamon to get its card drop. No, like this is like an absolutely fantastic egg for red. Like I absolutely think it's super crap.
Yeah.
Going on now. Hyarimon is both players' turns plus 1,000 DP if your opponent has no Digimon with the source. So it follows the same clause as Majiramon. Is this better Wanyamon?
Debatable, because the all-turn condition is almost pointless. Because realistically, you're never gonna get that.
Yeah, I mean, it works well with the mega of the set, but like in general, Wanyamon is better because Wanyamon is mainly comboed with like O-Force and O4, that kind of strategy where you kind of go all in. So you don't really care about the opposing turn effects. You'd rather just get the buff on your turn.
Okay,
and I think Wanyamon's 2k, right?
So I think so Wanya is 2k, but Wanya does require 2 Digimon to have no source. Whereas this would work if only one Digimon didn't have a source, which I think is kind of impactful if you really think about it to a certain extent, right? In the context of an All-Force deck, this would put All-Force at 12k, and it's a lot easier to resolve, I feel like, if you're playing all the Sora Joes,
Yep.
It's okay. I don't think
I
it's
think
like
it's okay. Yeah, I think it's very okay.
yeah, it's not a big deal. It's whatever.
Somebody mentioned that Greymon is a buff to Jessamon. That is correct. Greymon is a buff to Jessamon.
Yep.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, this is you automatically go this exit, so you draw, right? Like no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. All right, somebody said, why am I using Google Translate on their site? Well, we could use Dev. You know what? Frick it. Let's use Dev.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay.
Let's use that. Orange is the goat.
Orange is the best. Shout out to my boy Orange, Nume, and Speedy for getting all of the proxies on Dev. Absolutely phenomenal job. Okay, Fremon. ESS, while you have 3 or more security, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. This card is amazing. This card is amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. Holy cow.
Okay, so I know for a lot of people who's like, oh, it's just 1k DP, right? It's whatever. Not true, because the 1k DP, especially in yellow, matters a lot, because yellow as a color just does not have access to that much DP gain in general. So this egg is also a very easy fulfill condition. You automatically get this egg active at the start of the game. Every other yellow egg is some jank condition. 3 or less security, 3 or more Digimon. You know, like it's some weird condition. This egg is just like it works.
Yeah.
And it's a DP advantage in a color that manipulates DP very well. Allowing you War Greymon to hit 12 is amazing on its own already. It just hits so many important threshold. Like in playtesting this, it actually hit more threshold than I thought it would. It just let me do so much, especially with some of the other cards in this set. Just a really overall really good egg.
Okay, so one other thing that I do want to touch on, though, right, is, first of all, if you have been part of the Huang Zero Discord, you would know that we stan Apemon. All right, Apemon is our Lord and Savior. This is 9k Apemon, by the way, just saying. But more importantly, yes, Yellow doesn't have a lot of access to DP+, but it's in tangent with the amount of DP reduction that Yellow does have, that it actually adds up to a lot more than you'd imagine. Especially given the context that a lot of the DP reduction at times can be conditional, right? You have to fulfill some kind of condition. And so this compensates for that. It makes Yellow a lot more potent, a lot more scary at removing threats than one would realize.
Automatically let your 8-mon remove any level 5, basically, right?
Right, for sure. Okay, BBmon. During your opponent's turn, while all of your Digimon are suspended, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. Now I know Llama has been playing a lot of green as of recently for BT8. Llama, what are your thoughts on this one?
At first I thought this egg was like really bad, but after playtesting with it, it's actually like it comes up so much because unlike the other line where it depends on other suspended Digimon, this one, if your only Digimon on board is this one and suspended, it gets a DP gain, which is like super huge because opposing Digimon of like the same level most of the time aren't going to be able to swing over you, and like stuff like Shivamon or like 12k megas live if like a 12k mega tries to crash, or if like a 13k mega wants to swing over, it's going to end up crashing, which like actually comes up a lot. So I think this egg is really good. And like, you know, DP gain is very easy to get in green, so having opponents turn DP gain I think is like really significant when choosing your eggs, especially for like the support green gets in this set.
Yeah, so I think another really important note to make is, spoiler alert, Yellow is going to be really strong in BT8, more than likely. So I think any way of easily gaining DP on your opponent's turn will have like a lot of value. I think a card that may see some play actually in the upcoming format is El Doradimon, the big turtle city, right? I think that card's actually potentially really good this upcoming format, especially with given all of this during your opponent's turn get DP abilities, because it can't lose DP. It's immune to DP reduction, similar to how Machinedramon is from EX Collection. And if Sylphimon deck becomes a really huge thing, then this green may come back into the meta as an anti-yellow, I feel like. I don't know if you guys have tested that matchup or not, but in theory, I think it sounds really good. Green has historically been the yellow predator for a very long time, and I think it is finally time for it to come back.
Depend on the variant of green. Green has been low-key for multiple sets now. This is the first set where I got some really solid cards, so I'm interested to see what... Because I know a lot of people are just going to automatically default to Imperial in this set, but I think mono green has some advantages because Imperial as a deck is still very restrictive on what you can run. I think green some version of toolbox screen may be viable in this meta. It would require a lot of testing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Next is Kyokyomon, which is the new X-antibody in training. When an effect places a Digivolution card under this Digimon, it gets plus 1000 DP until the end of the turn. I mean,
So
Opponent's turn.
oh, it's opponent's turn?
Opponent's
Yeah, that's pretty significant, right?
it's good. I've been playtesting this deck a lot. I've tested both X. This X is good for obvious reason because it lasts until your opponent turn. It's more defensive X, makes your stuff harder to remove. The issue is this is in direct competition with the BT8 egg Doraemon, which is the same effect except it let you draw.
Yes, I mean it's just power versus draw, right? Like they both have very obvious merits. But I think that comment we made about yellow being such a huge thing. Do we value the plus 1000 on your opponent's turn?
In testing, it hasn't let me hit any threshold that yellow can't remove.
Okay.
As we get to other cards in this set, the issue is yellow has so many efficient removal for big DP, right? Like when I was testing yellow into this particular deck, my opponent Oryomon was 16k, 16,000, and I was able to remove it on a level 5. So
yeah, that's the whole Sylphie Starmon stuff, right?
Yeah. Although this does give you significant advantage with the reboot. If you have the reboot off, what it will allow you to do is if you hit 16,000, get out of the range of like Wyvern spread and that kind of thing. So depend on how the meta shape up, this could have merits if say like security control sees a lot of play, for example.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And then the last Digitama for this set is Demimeramon. When a card is trashed from your deck, draw 1.
Is good. I'm not sure it's better than the old Demimera.
I don't know how I feel about this. This is kind of a weird card, right? Like how much milling do we genuinely have outside of like the Daemon and Pamon and all of them, right?
In the new build, in the new build, you especially if you play the new Malo, this egg is obviously meant for the Malo deck, right? That deck mills quite a bit, so this does let you draw. But the issue is a lot of time when you play purple, what you care more is about specific things in trash. So instead of random milling, you rather have the draw discard effect from the old Demimera. And especially in the newer variant of purple that doesn't really care about keeping a stack. A lot like like if you play the new Malo deck, you really don't care about it. You're actively trying to kill off your stack to get your effect off. So this card is fine. I just think the old Demimera probably has more application. Could be wrong in testing, but as of now, I think I lean more toward the old Demimera.
Okay. And so as far as vanillas go, right? If it's a vanilla stat line we've previously already had, I don't see a point in covering it. Maybe.
It's whatever.
We can glance over it. It's another 2 cost 3k. Gamamon. All right, Gamamon is a 3 cost to hard play. Once per turn, when you play a red Tamer, draw 1. And ESS, when attacking, if its Digimon has 6,000 DP or more, destroy one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 or less. Llama. Do you want to give us a spiel on this one, Mr. Gamma Rush?
Of course. I mean, it's not just this one. There are some promos that came obviously not with BT8 that were also revealed at the same time.
Right.
Which helps build this deck, but I think this Gamma by itself is good because the inheritable, I mean, you're typically going to be hitting the 6,000 threshold with the inheritable because Red has a bunch of like Digimon that hit that threshold just at the champion level with no other buffs. And so popping 3Ks I think is significant. There's like, with the armors and stuff, people are running a lot of searchers, so you can get value off of that. If people keep playing hybrids, you can pop like their Bokomons or their searchers. So I think it's just like cheap and like relatively efficient removal. It just it lets you smash their face without really worrying about like small Digimon just poking at your security. Right. And I think the main effect is also just nice. If you have it on board and you play Tamer, you can just draw a card, which is some draw power, which is always nice to have. You know, you're never really complaining about having draw power.
Right. Yeah. It's just it's like a very generic, good red Digi-Egg, not Digi-Egg, but Digimon to have. And I think the ESS will come up a lot, especially in a format where you want to deny your opponent as much board state as possible, right? Like you want everything, you don't want anything to stick because that's potential jogress fodder. We want to try to avoid that, right? So I think that ESS is pretty significant, actually, being able to pop like their Searcher Vmons or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But coming up next, we do have Hawkmon. Hawkmon is similar to the BT8 Vmon and Armadillomon, which we will see. It's on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 2-color card with red among them, and bot deck the rest.
I think it's the worst of the 3.
I think
easily, right?
It hits the least, yeah. It hits the least significant ones.
Red the set is just...
What, Flamedramon, Halsmon,
Cyclomon, Sylphimon,
Sherrymon,
Master Tyranno, Ultimate Brachio,
Dino Huemon. Yeah, it's not a very good variety, for sure.
I hit like the Metal Greymon stuff. The issue is that red is just not. Red wasn't leaning toward multicolor that much this set. They got some cards, but they weren't as multicolor as some of the other color. You know, like.
I don't agree with that, actually. I think red is pretty leaned into multicolor for the most part this set, but I just think
not as a singular deck. That's
really?
Very spread out.
Yeah, I mean,
they're very spread out. Like Flamedramon is in a different deck than Sylphimon. Master Tyrannomon is in a different deck.
You don't think the application for the Black War Greymon deck would count towards this? Because the 2 most important cards are red.
Yeah, but then that's the only target you're hitting in that deck. What other red black card are you playing in that deck? You know what other, like it's fine, but with 8 targets you're gonna bot dex a lot of your cards pretty often. That's just my opinion. I don't know. It seemed the least impactful of the 3 because the other 2 has more valid targets in their respective deck.
I agree. It is the least impactful. Like, I'm not going to argue that. But I think to say that red was less... I don't think the gap between how much focus on dual red was in this set, I think that is a bit much. Because there is quite a bit of dual red.
Right. I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
I meant that in a singular deck. Mm-hmm. Because, as I mentioned, Flamedramon is in its own deck. It's not going to be in the same deck as like a Sylphimon. Very unlikely. Sylphimon is in its own deck. Master Tyrannomon is not going to be in either of those decks. The Black War Greymon stuff is going to be in their own deck. Like, you're really not going to... there's a bunch of stuff that's like red. Mm-hmm. But are you really playing like Sherrymon in the Metal Greymon and Metal Greymon?
So as far as the Black War Greymon deck goes, you have Metal Greymon, Black War Greymon, Cyclomon, right? So now we're currently at 12 targets. And then anything else? Don't think there's anything else, right? Am I missing anything? I don't think so. It's just it's 12.
And Cyclo is very debatable, right?
I think you probably end up playing Cyclo.
You probably play it for the color condition.
Yeah, just for the color condition, right?
But yeah, I don't know.
All right, baby, Ultimate Brachiomon. Fuck it.
Yeah. That's all I'll say about it.
It's fine. For sure. All right. Yeah. Coming up next, we have Aquilomon. Aquilomon is if you have a yellow Digimon in play, reduce its play cost by 1, so it becomes a 3-cost hard slam. And then ESS, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 or DP or less. Insane. This card is
card's amazing.
This card is amazing.
The one thing of note is the ESS is not once per turn.
Nope. It is not once per turn. So if you have War Greymon and you double swing, you can proc this twice. It is super potent against armors because you will proc their armor purge and force them into that situation where it's just, oh, now you're stuck with that rookie and I'm playing yellow. So, it's not very, very hard to get rid of that, right?
Because it's part yellow, what you can do is you can give something like a Digimon, an armor Digimon minus 2k, right? Mm-hmm. And then you pop it. When you pop it, that armor Digimon is going to armor release down into the rookie, and the rookie is going to retain the minus 2k DP, and usually that will be enough to kill the rookie. Mm-hmm. So it give you efficient removal against armor, very efficient removal because you're using very little resource to remove armor Digimon.
I think also a really important note is as we've seen with XVmon and Stingmon from the starter deck, these 3-cost Heart Slams are going to be very, very impactful when setting up your jogress plays, right? You go to 3 on the start of your turn, and then you can slam this jogress and then continue your plays from that. I think that's really, really powerful. And so definitely the Quillamon, Stingmon, XV, all of those type of Digimon, super, super valuable. If you play jogress, you're probably going to have to play mandatory 4 of whichever you're playing respectively for the color, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Black. Yeah. Okay. Coming up next, we do have Cyclomon. Cyclomon is red-black, ESS. When attacking, destroy one of your opponent's Digimon with 2,000 DP or less. Again, there's going to be a bunch of these little searchers, specifically the Vmon searcher, right, running around, and to an extent Armadillomon. And because of that, being able to pop Digimon with that low DP threshold is really impactful. You're also popping memory blockers, cost reduction blockers, opposing Kokuamons, which we'll get to. I think Cyclomon actually does have a place somewhere in the meta.
It's more so is a deletion tool for black.
Yeah.
It gives black an efficient way to remove low-level Digimon, which they generally don't have that much of. They kind of do, but usually you kind of have to work for it, right?
It's a bit of an investment for sure.
Yeah. So this is just like additional removal, especially if you play like with your devolve cards. If you digivolve anything, you can get value out of that with this. So it's solid.
I think also it being red-black gives it a lot of purpose, given that Black War Greymon is one of the main focuses of the set. Even if it were just a vanilla card, I think a lot of Black War Greymon players would still end up playing this just for that consistency bonus.
Yeah. Evo blocker 3K, by the way.
Evo blocker. Oh, are they blockers? They're 3K. Wait.
Yeah.
The new one. Or...
Yeah. Kokuamon is 3K.
Kokua is 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. The more you know. All right, but Madoki Betamon and all them are 2K, right? Yeah. Those are 2K. So yeah. It still has purpose. Yeah. Okay. Flamedramon is the first armor that we are covering on this set review. Armor release: when this Digimon would be deleted, you may trash the top card of this Digimon to prevent this Digimon from being destroyed. And when attacking, it gains 3,000 DP. Also, normally it's 3 cost over red, but if you Digivolve over Vmon, it only costs 2. So this is the trend of armors, right? They cost less if they Digivolve over their respective rookie, or in Garomon's case, when we get Inferiormon and all of them, their respective Digimon, as well as having the armor release mechanic, right? That's just, they all have that.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to clarify on this Digivolve from red. If you evolve in Raising, can you evolve over Vmon for 2 costs, or is that not?
No.
Okay.
It shouldn't work because the Raising area is a vanilla zone. Thus, it would not recognize Vmon as being Vmon. It would just be level 3 blue Digimon.
Yeah. So in an armor only deck, this card is great because it's swing for 8,000, which is a significant number.
Yeah.
In other, if you're just running generic Vmon into like other type of decks,
Pyodra, Imperial, of them. Yeah, it's on the weaker end of things for sure.
It's awkward because just not being able to evolve in Raising makes the armor awkward over Vmon.
Well, even more so than that, right? Even if you were to evolve on the board, Flamedramon in, specifically a jogress style deck, Flamedramon is weaker than what Raidramon and Magnamon offer utility-wise to the deck overall. You risk losing your Flamedramon on security swing, and then that puts you in an awkward position if you're looking to jogress. Granted, AK is still pretty hefty, especially given all of the DP threshold support Red got in the form of Kirimon, Hiro, and all of them, right? But I digress. I think Flamedramon in Armor Rush is great. In the rest of in Jogress, not so much.
Okay.
But now we do have Beetle Gamamon. Beetle Gamamon is when Digivolving Blitz as a level 4. Resident Expert Gamamon Rush. What do you think on Beetle?
It's great. It triggers the Gurimon and the Gamamon inheritables on its own, which is really good. And the Blitz is also nice just because like you can choke your opponent and also get a swing off. But I think one big application that I noticed when I was messing around with building the deck is that it gives the old Searcher Shoutmon a level 4 target as well.
True.
So if you want to play Shoutmon, you get more consistency by also being able to search out a level 4 if that's what you're missing. Which I think is also like a big impact of it.
Right.
And I don't know, I think the card itself is just pretty good with like the new Tamer, the new hero Tamer in this set. It becomes 8k.
And then with the
you
old
know.
hero, it gets +1 security attack, right? If you have a Gamma
If you have the Gamamon inheritable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that can also be very, very impactful. And I know there's a lot of Shoutmon stands out there in the crowd right now. And so yeah, Shoutmon is getting better. I know recently in Ryan Kai's new YouTube videos, Shoutmon ended up getting 2nd and 3rd place at his locals in the Digimon jogress format. So that's pretty cool. And yeah. And I think the next set is X Records. That's the name of it, which means potential crossword support. You know, just saying.
Yeah, I can see like the Gamamon and the Ghost Game cards getting more support next set. Also, they like to throw in like random support for the anime and such.
Yeah, I mean if it's not 0-1, it's gonna be Ghost Games, right?
Yeah.
All right. Skull Maramon. We've seen this stat line in vanilla. I don't think in red we've seen it, but we've seen the stat line before.
Yeah, it's okay. You can play it over Groundja, whatever. It's fine.
It's the middle ground. It is the middle ground.
Oh.
All right. Finally, arguably the best card in the entire set. Sylphimon.
Yeah. It's easily top 2 for me. Possibly best card in the set.
What card do you think even like is better than this potentially? Chimera. I guess Chimera. Yeah. Okay, it's Chimera or Sylphie. It's Chimera or Sylphie for sure, yeah.
Yeah, because Chimera, this has meta application because it's potentially the best, a really powerful card, the best deck in the format. Chimera application
it's just everywhere. It's super glue.
Everything.
Yeah. Okay, but we'll talk about Chimera in a bit. But Sylphimon is a 4-cost over red or yellow. It is both red and yellow itself. But if you jogress Digivolve with a red level 4 and a yellow level 4, it will cost 0. Sylphimon states, when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. Then, if this Digimon's jogressed, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 or less DP. ESS, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less, not once per turn.
This is removal on a stick.
Yeah.
If you wanna remove your opponent like entire board, like 4 Digimon, just jogress into this, and if you can evolve into something else, like it's over. It's gonna pop everything.
I mean, yeah, like it's if you jogress, it's more or less guaranteed removal versus anything with 10,000 DP or below, which I think is very, very huge. That's every single level 5 and lower in the game. It bypasses the armor release, right? Because DP reduction would stick on the level 3, which is huge. And then ESS is crazy. It's just absolutely phenomenal. If you thought Balhackmon was insane, well, imagine a not once per turn Balhackmon. Correct. Absolutely
and
correct.
On average, by itself, it can swing into arrested. If your opponent has arrested 13k, this can remove it by itself without going to level 6.
Yeah, because
it would just need its own skill, and then either 1 minus DP ESS source or 1 DP in ESS source to remove a 13k.
Well, are we accounting for Fremon giving the plus 1,000?
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
If you either run Fremon or you say you run like a minus DP egg, just whatever option you choose to run, right?
But point is, this card is insane. This card is insane.
Yeah, it will remove most level 6 on its own.
Yeah, like Sylphimon is absolutely contesting for best card. I agree. Coming up next, we have Master Tyrannomon. More Tyrannomon supports for you people out there. Whoever's like hoarding their Rust Tyrannomons. All right, but it is red-green, Digivolves for 4 over either color, and all of your Digimon with Tyrannomon get +1 security attack, and he also just gives +1 security attack ESS.
It helps the deck. It helps the deck.
Yeah, it is good in the context of Tyrannomon for sure. Jamming Tyrannomon, getting +1 security check is actually pretty cool. I like that a lot. They obviously played for that. But I don't think this is gonna put Tyrannomon on the map anytime soon as far as meta viability goes. Maybe as a funny rogue deck where you just what does EX Tyrannomon even do again? What is it? I know it plays Taiga for free, right?
It's inheritable buffs. The Digimon if it's level 6 or higher by 2,000.
And
no, that's not the X set. That's not X set.
This is X set. This X set is +2,000 if it has Tyranno.
There's a promo Tyrannomon that's 7,000 on its own, so you can like swing for.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Okay, so the real play for those of you trying to play Tyrannomon out there, your top end is Master, and that's all you care about. You don't digivolve into Rust. you just swing your Tyrannomon level 4s in the fray, right? That's all I'm saying, honestly.
Honestly, if they get some way to reduce Tyrannomon on play costs, and let you play the jamming Tyrannomon for 3, it could be like maybe a semi-real deck.
Yeah.
That's the minimum power crept anyway. Marsmon costs less to evolve into, has the same DP and same effect without needing a tamer.
Wait, who?
Marsmon.
Oh yeah, Marsmon is better Rust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he doesn't rest. He doesn't rest a card. Okay.
Yeah, it's not direct
Very
power
well.
creep. It's not direct power
Ooh.
creep.
It's not
Very relevant.
Alright.
Yeah, very.
Ultimate Brachio.
Mega Zoo, Ragna Zoo.
It's a buff to Ragna.
It is a buff to Ragna. It is actually a really funny buff to Ragna, unironically. Also, it's a Zubagon punch target. It procs Zubagon by itself.
That's about it. It's
Yeah,
okay.
And also,
It is
it's
an
also an
X-antibody.
X-antibody.
It is an
Yeah.
X-antibody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although you are quite desperate if you're going to him for help.
Hey, bro. Maybe X-antibody just needs that 13k beater, 14k with the egg. I'm just saying.
Alright, let's move on. Marsman, as mentioned previously, by Tesro, this does hit any okay, so I actually think this card is super underrated. From the reaction I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a very simple effect, right? Like this card is not gonna be a card that wins you a lot of games or anything like that. But I think this is a super solid card that you can run like as like a 2 of in a lot of red decks. The reason or even like black decks that allow that have like cards that count as red, right? Because what this does is you as you play a number of red decks, especially like Agumon Bond, you notice that red kind of get completely crap on by Craniamon and any type of anti-deletion effect, right? It's because red just doesn't have good ways of dealing with that type of things. Marsmon allow you, because also red is a color with very easy access to DPing. You play the new Tamer, for example. Marsmon can hit just 13 off of that, and so you evolve anything to Mars, and he'll punch any level 6 stack off the board, basically. I think it's actually a really solid card.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Marsmon has a lot of application in red. Being able to kill things without investment is always a really great thing. Somebody mentioned that this card was going to be disgusting in pre-release format. True.
Yeah. Yeah, just draft this and just kill anything on board.
But yeah, like for sure. This is definitely one of the better Olympus 12s we've gotten, unlike Neptunemon and Junomon, who were not so hot, but
We've gotten 4, huh? Man, that's
we've gotten a couple. We've gotten a couple.
That's so low impact compared to Royal Knight. It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry. We'll eventually, once we get through all the knights, which we're just missing Examon at this point, we'll start getting super rare Olympus 12s. All right, we'll have them joy Sarasmon.
Hopefully, they all get super rare version.
Yeah.
They're really cool Digimons.
But yeah, overall, I think Marsmon is actually a really great card to have in Red's toolbox. Just overall, I think maybe this can find a place in GSmon, hypothetically, just because you can digivolve this over Saviormon and then get double swing to kill 2 large stacks, which potentially that's really cool. But just in general, it's good stuff. It is good stuff, Red. And then Red's SR for the set, Zuchamon. Zuchamon is a 5-cost digivolve. It is a sovereign, so keep that in mind. 5-cost digivolve. When digivolving, your opponent chooses one of their Digimon. Delete all other Digimon in play except this Digimon and the chosen card. For every Digimon destroyed, gain 1 memory. During your turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gets +1 security attack for every Digimon deleted. I don't think this is very good. I think this is very meta reliant, but for the most part, it's not very good. Because your opponent chooses which of their stacks survives.
I don't like it either.
Their most important stack will survive, and that feels really bad if you're passing over potentially a substantial amount of memory. I'm not a fan of this. I think maybe in a Rookie Rush-esque format, you can get away with this, but I don't think we're going to enter that type of format. I think definitely jogress will be the main focal point of it.
One application I can think of this, if you play red into this meta, say you're up against like an armor rush board, right? Say they have like 3 armor on the board or something like that. this doesn't actually remove the armor,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't delete.
Yeah, it doesn't gain memory or security
Nope.
attack.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's just bad into armors.
yeah, it just doesn't have. It just doesn't do anything into this meta. That's the issue, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's not very
But
good now.
yeah, but if you get play against a white board, this can let you lethal by swinging this into a Bliss Omni or something. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody mentioned what Olympus 12s did we get? We have Ceresmon, Plutomon, Titamon, Neptunemon, Junomon, now Marsmon. That's 6. We have 6.
Titanmon's
Yeah,
not
we
Olympus
don't
12.
count Titamon, but Titamon is aligned with that theme, right?
Pluto is not Olympus 12 either.
But it aligns with the theme. Leave it alone. Plutomon's cool. But we're missing what? Marukimon, Minervamon, Jupitermon, who else?
Apollomon, Dianamon.
Apollomon, Dianamon. Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, coming up next, we do have Patamon. Going into blue. Patamon Digivolves. His face. Patamon Digivolves from blue, yellow, and his ESS is Salamon effect from the starter deck, or Gatomon, where you can jogress on end of turn.
You can play this in.
I mean, if you play
Imperial.
Shakomon, no, you can't. You don't play this Imperial. You don't play this in Imperial.
I'm saying you can.
I think you're better off playing Wormmon, because it's a green, which means you could Evo off. Actually, it doesn't even matter. Does Wormmon matter? I mean, I guess Wormmon matters in the sense that it can Evo off of any green eggs you decide to play, but otherwise, yeah, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's like similar application to Warman.
Yeah.
It's something you can play. But currently.
Oh no! I figured the application. I know why Wormmon is better. Ragermon can Evo over Wormmon in Raising.
Okay.
That's a very valid point. You can't tell me I'm
yeah,
wrong.
no. That's correct.
That is a super valid point.
But this art is better.
True. This art is better. He's just a happy boy, or crying in pain. Either or. But yeah, I think the ability to end turn on Jogress I think is impactful given in the context of Shakomon, who does heal and bounce when we get to that. But otherwise, I don't think this card is going to see any other play. I don't think we'll see play in Imperial. I don't even think Wormmon sees play in Imperial for the most part, honestly.
No, not really.
No. Tessera Llama, do you guys have anything to add to Hot Air Balloon?
No, just it's good in Shakomon, but you don't really see it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Coming up next, we do have Vmon. Vmon is similar to Hawkmon, right? And Evos from blue, green, respectively. Check top 4, add a 2-colored card with blue among the colors. It's worth Starter Deck Vmon Searcher, because Starter Deck Vmon searches for free, and everything you would play in an Imperial Dramon deck is already free, right? So you have less targets to hit, because this means you don't hit cards like EX Collection X Vmon, you don't hit Starter Deck Stingmon, etc. And you don't find your level 3s either. But for consistency's sake, you would still play it because it does hit majority of your deck. So there's no reason not to play this, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that I forgot to mention when we talked about Hawkmon as well is that it says card and not Digimon. So it can search out stuff like Megadeth or your Ken Davis, stuff like that.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. I actually forgot about that. Yeah. Being able to search for tamers and options. Maybe it's not worse. Maybe it actually isn't worse. Now that I think about
it has slightly different targets, if you want to set up a tamer or if you are in need of removal.
That's pretty good.
It's kind of dependent on your deck composition. If you're actually running Megadeth and not Flame Rocket, then
True.
it's probably a consideration.
Right. Okay.
Just being it's one of the few cards that can hit options.
And tamers. Okay. Next we have Snow Agumon. Snow Agumon is a 3-cost hard slime on play. Trash top card of your opponent's Digimon. It's a EX Gomamon, although I think is EX Gomamon bottom, right? I think EX Gomamon is bottom of source when on play. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, okay. So Gomamon is bottom, Snow Agumon is top. So, but they serve the same application where there's just on play remove a source. But Snow Agumon was drawn by Koki, so we play Snow Agumon. Right.
The most important thing this card does is that it finished the Agumon.
The
color except white.
The Infinity Gauntlet.
I think he's a really interesting card. The fact that he trap search from the top is actually super relevant.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, when we talk about like powerful inherent effects, they generally are going to be the higher level ones. This really snipes them. You can snipe stuff like Black Or Growlmon off Titanmon or Savior Huckmon off at Jessamon.
Right.
Or Sophimon.
Yeah, or Sylphimon. Yeah, for sure. Definitely Snow Agumon. Not only is he more powerful than Gomamon, but he's drawn by Koki. So, the Infinity Gauntlet for Agumon is complete. We now have an Agumon in every single color. So, woo!
You can also single-handedly shut off armor release.
Yeah. Because it would, if armor releases, it would go to 2 and then die. So Snow Agumon actually is pretty cool. For sure. Coming up next, we do have Submarimon. Submarimon is an armored Digimon that digivolves for 2 over Armadillomon, otherwise it's 3 cost over blue, and it has the armor release, and it's when digivolving, trash the bottom of your opponent's stack, and then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus DP. This is supposed to be anti-armor, I would imagine, if they don't have a level 2 in the source, right?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it's just anti-armor. I think yellow in general is just going to be the anti-armor color going forward, at least for BT8's duration. Ooh, let's see. It's even in purple. Even in purple. What does that mean? Even in purple. And does somebody say Imperial Digimon? Is that Dan? Is that Dan in chat? But yeah, so I think Submarimon is probably on the weaker end of armors, but definitely his application is very significant in the fact that he can snipe. He already is good against armors, being able to snipe the rookies if they were to armor release.
Or if they're suspended, you minus 3k, swing over them.
Yeah, that as well, for sure. Next we have Angemon, once again drawn by Koki. God, I would throw money at Koki. I would pay so much money to have Koki do a drawing for me. God, okay. Angemon is a 3-cost level 4 over blue and yellow respectively, and when this Digimon would digivolve, so you digivolve with something on top of it. If you have 3 or less security, do heal 1. When attacking, if you have 3 or more security, bounce a level 3 Digimon back to the opponent's hand, not on your opponent's side of the board. So noticeably, we're actually starting to get Digimon that cost a little bit more if they are dual color, right? Master Tyrannomon and Angemon are prime examples of this, right? They cost 4 and 3 respectively. I think that's really good design. I think that's actually very good card design. The fact that they do have to cost more, given that they're 2 different colors. So it does put a little bit more restriction on deck building, right? You can't just greed for it. You do have to take that into consideration. But Angemon, I think it's really cool. Being able to heal when you digivolve over it, especially in decks where you're trying to burn yourself actively, like Blinding Ray and whatnot. I don't think this card is insane, but I think the card is actually really cool and potentially has a lot of application going forward.
Yeah, I think the important thing about this card is that you can digivolve in Racing and still get the heal off next turn. Oftentimes the issue with a lot of the healing cards is that they require you to be on board, especially at lower level. So you're paying high cost, playing on board to heal, and then you get like removed, right? So you lose tempo for the healing. With this, you can, for example, like jogress, and then get the heal off, and then still go into your level 6, right? But just like you move this out, and then you play a level 4, you jogress, and you can still evolve into a level 6, and then like you have that heal off. So I think that's like the important application of this card is because it's a delay heal, but it works in combination with your other effects, so you don't actually lose tempo off the heal.
Yeah. Somebody said might just be a fan service deck, but any looks at a Terriermon deck with the Willis Tamer. Terriermon.deck does exist. Llama has been testing a lot of it, but Willis is probably a bait.
Yeah.
Willis is a bait. Terrier Rapid is definitely not a bait. Like, Rapidmon is so strong, and we'll cover that in a bit. But
Terrier's getting more support, so
yeah, Terriermon is getting more support, so it's just more. We're just shoehorning all that in. Willis was a dud. But Henry or Lee, he won't be a dud. He'll be good. More importantly, guys, throw money at me so I can get Koki fan art. Thank you. Okay, Hookmon. What's up?
Wait, I want to add one thing to the Angemon because I was definitely gonna forget later.
Okay.
Is that something I learned in playtesting? Is that if you jogress 2 Angemon together at 3 of your security, you can recover 2 off the jogress,
And
which is like.
Shakomon would heal 1.
Yeah. I got hit by Shakomon jogress at 3, both of these, and bounced to level 6, and I was just kind of like, well, it just happened.
That doesn't work because it checks the condition.
Oh,
when you
individually,
cure it.
right?
Yeah, individually.
Yeah,
Tell me
because
I got cheated. Oh my god.
the new ruling says it check at the very last at the end state, right? So the one of the skill would fizzle if you heal.
Damn, you got cheated, Llama.
Damn, I got cheated. Never mind.
Who was it? You want to out them on public, bro? Who was it? Who's
Yeah.
the sinner?
It was Tommy from HMG.
I was really hoping you said Tasty.
Oh no.
I mean,
I,
that
would,
would
I
work
wouldn't
if you
have
were
let
at 2
Tasty
security,
get away
right?
with that.
Wait, what's up, Tessera?
It would work if you're at 2 security.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 security would work. Okay. Good to know. All right,
But yeah, being able to heal 3 of a jogress,
pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we do have Hookmon. Hookmon is a blue-black ESS. When attacking, trash the bottom card of your opponent's stack. Blue-black?
okay.
Blue-black? The future? I know Machine Dramon came out, and we got the ruling about de-digivolve, and they de-digivolve into a level 2, and they die. And people were like, bro, blue-black is the future, alright? Infinity Cannon Strip? Bandai's making it a reality. It's not a good reality, but it is a reality.
is this the only blue
Pokemon
black
doesn't
card?
really enable that, other
No,
than the fact that it allows you to be blue and black,
Yeah.
because trashing from the bottom is not what you want.
Yeah,
to
it needed
enable that.
to be from the top. It needed to be from the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
I tried
Agumon,
from the top
though?
to be cracked.
True, Snow Agumon enables the fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
True.
much better than anything else.
This is it. Wait, guys. This is our claim to fame. Blue black.
So you can use Snow Agumon to, trash top trash top of their
Their
Evo
stack.
source,
Mhm.
right? So you trash their level 3 off their level 4, then you can evolve into Hookmon into something that digivolves to remove
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
guys, this is it. This is the future. All right. Going on forward, we have Hulsmon. Hulsmon is the Hawkmon armor evolution. So 3 over blue, 2 over Hawkmon armor release. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So I think Hulsmon rather. I think Hulsmon has some application going forward because it is like we mentioned before, there's so many searchers in the meta. All these level 3 searchers, all these level 3 blockers, in the sense of like memory blockers, devolution blockers, etc. So Hulsmon being able to snipe those for free, I think it's pretty good. I don't think we'll see Hulsmon in play specifically outside of Armor Rush decks, just because Sylphimon probably won't end up playing this, and I don't think Shakomon will either. But I don't think it's bad. I don't think this is a bad card at all. I think this has very strong application potentially in the future, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I
Yeah,
get.
I mean, I don't I don't know how much else to add. You kind of just covered it. Like, you pop the searchers.
Yeah.
It comes up a bit, but like you said, you don't really
Flex
want it.
decent.
Like,
You can run it in like Sylphimon or Shakomon decks, and it helps you enable to get to 4 colors on Chimeramon better, probably.
I think we're more likely to see this in Shaco than we are in Sylphie, frankly.
Yeah.
Okay, so chat said, I want to see more blue-black. God. It can be interesting if we get more blue-black cards in the future. Why what? You can de-digivolve past 3? Okay, so, no. It's de-digivolve does stop at 3. But if you remove the level 3 from source and then were to de-digivolve, because there is no level 3, it would go to 2. And level 2s cannot exist on the board, so it would die.
It's like a loophole.
It is a loophole. It is a
It
loophole.
stops at 3, but because it specifically stops at 3, if you remove the 3, you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
And 2s don't have a stat. They don't have any DP, so they can't exist. It's basically like 0 DP. Okay, Scorpiomon is... It's drawn by Koki. We'll admire the Koki art.
Oh my gosh.
I have
Boss
such
Pokemon.
a raging hard-on for Koki, dude. God! Alright, coming up next, we do have Captain Hookmon. It is a literal pirate. It's just a pirate. But during both players' turns, when your opponent plays a level 5 or higher Digimon, gain a memory and draw 1. A lot
That's
of
a weird card.
A lot of people don't like Captain Hookmon, and the reason for that is because it is a level 5 or higher hard slam, and people are just not a fan of that. They are not.
It hard counter purple. Okay. Okay.
True, it hard counters purple. You are right. It does hard counter purple. Also, sidebar, it doesn't work against Petermon and Tinkermon,
Yeah.
so the fantasy is destroyed.
I mean, that could
Yeah,
be
they couldn't
intentional.
even make that.
Wait, guys, it's good against Megazoo. I cracked the code. It's good against security control. I cracked the code.
Man, I can't believe Megazoo is gonna put you to 11.
Oh no. I can't play 0 cost Bellstar, 1 cost minimum.
Yeah.
One
yeah.
cost minimum. Damn.
Yeah, God, I really cracked the code on this one. Captain Hookmon meta. Captain Hookmon meta. Okay. Frozomon. Frozomon is a level 5 3 cost. It is a blocker, as well as while your opponent has a Digimon without a source, this Digimon it has a Digimon with a source. It cannot attack ESS once per turn. When you trash a Digivolution card from the bottom of your opponent's stack, bounce a level 3 back to their hand. So again, we have all those level 3 searches, the blockers, etc. So being able to bounce that is really cool, especially being on ESS and it's not an attack. And it's also a level 5 blocker, which I think has some application against our Armor Rush and all of them, right?
Wait, what'd you say? I wasn't paying attention.
Of course you weren't. You know that one guy from The Incredibles?
Yeah.
That's him, bro. This is him. All right.
Facts.
All right.
That's him.
Good talk. Good talk. Moving on.
I mean, it's a card that exists. I don't know
It
how
blockers. I feel like blockers at level 4 or lower are becoming like invalidated.
Mhm.
Like they're on the same play. So I feel like it. But blockers at a higher level could actually see play.
Yeah.
So
I
but,
think
why would you generally play this over Wingdramon if you actually can get use out of its inheritable?
I mean, yeah. Like, why would you? Well, what is Wingdramon? I guess Wingdramon can attack whenever it wants.
It's just
Yeah.
the same stats, no restrictions.
Yeah. Yeah.
no ESS. So I mean, but
Actually,
I think if you're gonna play something for blocker, you just play Wingdramon.
Wait, you don't like Frozomon over Wingdramon?
I think in a standard deck, if you want.
Oh
level
yeah,
five
in a
blocker-
standard deck. In a standard deck, sure.
Yeah, but like if you play Source Strip,
Then it's
Is it-
Frozo. It's Frozo for sure.
is this really your concern in Source Strip?
I mean,
Is it your-
being able to block against Armor Rush, I think, has a lot of application, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also didn't notice, but the inheritable is all turns, which comes up with one of the megas that blew
Oh,
out this
Frost
set.
Velvet. You're right. You're right.
Oh,
Smart llama. Smart llama.
I read the Q&A and this also triggers if they digiburst.
What?
Yep.
It's anti-Digiburst. Black War Growlmon be gone.
Wait.
Wait, doesn't it?
wait.
It says when you
When
trash.
you
though.
trash.
Oh,
Is that translation?
wait.
That could be a translation error. I need to double check because I have
Yeah.
translated or machine translated the entire Q&A for this set.
Wait, let me see what the official website says. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what I was checking right now too.
Yeah, wait. Okay, wait. Does it work against Digiburst? That is the question.
If it works against Digiburst, that has interesting application. Still
when
not.
when a Digivolution card of an opponent's Digimon is trashed, is what the official site says.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so-
it does work. Yeah. If they Digiburst, you actually bounce. Dude, Black War Growlmon, no more.
Okay. Yeah. We
Rip
need,
Black or Growlmon specifically.
need to ping Orange about this error.
Yeah, can one of you guys ping him for that? Alright.
Yeah.
And then we got Surfymon. Surfymon is a fan Digimon. Fun fact, it was drawn by a kid for a contest, which then eventually became a Digimon. And now it's a card, which is super cool. We actually got two
Yeah,
fan
that's really
Digimon.
cool.
We got two
Yeah.
fan Digimon in this set.
That's really cool. I'm happy this card exists.
Yeah, I mean, being blue-black is it's like whatever, right? But
Yeah. Well, no, just like
So-
it's cool that a kid.
Yeah,
is able to
yeah.
draw and-
Okay. For those of you that don't know, all right, I'm gonna show on the stream. Okay. So this, maybe I can find a better image. Hold up. Hey.
Yeah, we
Check
talk
wiki.
about Surfymon. Surfymon will get C play in anything red yellow. It's
All
insane.
right. So, yeah, this is the original. This is the original art for Surfymon, drawn by the child. All right.
Hog child.
Yeah, like that kid pop off. Welcome to 2021. Okay, somebody in chat said, have you guys talked about Sylphimon? Which deck will use it? Yeah, Sylphimon is arguably the best card in the entire format, or best card in the set. I think Sylphimon is absolutely insane. And Sylphimon, jogress deck. Sylphimon works with War Greymon super well. Sylphimon probably works, and it works with Ophanimon very well. It works with a lot of things just really well. Not Ophanimon. Maybe not Ophanimon because it's yellow purple. But either way, War Greymon, very good in War Greymon. Okay.
So one thing I also want to point out with Surfymon is I saw someone post a list on this server. If you're watching the stream right now. You can like say something in chat. But the blue-black Surfymon is really funny because you can play the Teoludo and the other one, like the ones that de-digivolve, and you can digivolve Surfymon into Gabubond. So you can de-digivolve level 6s into level 5s and then bounce them.
Wow, that's sweet. That's hot. That's hot.
Yeah, I saw someone post that list and it was really funny.
Wait, that's cool. That's
Like,
super cool.
Yeah, it was
Surf-
like
wait.
I was like reading it and I was confused for a second. Then I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
Surfy Bond. It's Surfy Bond. All right. Somebody stated blue black can use all the level 7s except Bond of Bravery and Valder, so it's the best color combination, bro. Surfy Bond meta?
That is pretty relevant that it lets blue like go into Zwart and into like Ragna and
Wait,
Altered.
wait, yeah, blue has access to Zwart defeat and all of them. Wait, dude, Surfy meta. That's sick. That's so sick. Okay. Okay, I need to calm down. Okay. Frost Velgamon. Wait, yeah, so Frost Velgamon effect is when digivolving trash. Oh, it's also 4-cost, by the way. It's a 4-cost evolution, but when digivolving trash, one digivolution card off the top of one of your opponent's Digimon, and then bounce one of their Digimon without a source back to the hand. And during your opponent's turn, all Digimon get when attacking. If it has a source, strip that source. This is good. I think this card is pretty good. Also, Llama, I don't know if you're watching the stream or something, but I hear myself coming from you.
That is strange.
Okay. Either way, I don't know if you guys have tested out Frost Velgamon yet. I think this card looks pretty interesting, if nothing else. I think it's the second effect is kind of what Source Strip has been asking for a long time. It's being punished for attacking, right? Because a lot of times they'll digivolve and then attack, which they still get the attack off, which sucks. But I think it's still pretty good. I think it's pretty cool.
Enable a future form of Surge Strip that revolves around this stripping during your opponent's turn. Like we have already effect like Frozomon that triggers. But that just one effect on its own won't be that much. Yeah. So maybe this will get enough support to see play in the future.
As we get more
build around it.
Yeah. What's up?
You're not going old Shadowmon.
I think a really cool card to support this would be like a level 5 with ESS that says all your opponent Digimon without source has -1.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. It just this card has really strong future application for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you just have Shacklemon on the side with this thing, right? That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also works. It's just yeah, I was thinking Shacklemon, but currently is not. I don't think it's that good.
No.
But it can potentially be really good.
Okay.
And note to the audience, if you don't already aware, it does not work if you have what was it, Hexablow. If they attack and they search
because the attack was already declared.
You've already attacked.
Yeah. So Hexablow simps, calm down. All right.
Hexablow stays losing.
Hexablow does stay losing. I don't care what Max Tapera says. That card is doo-doo water right now. All right. Imperial Digimon Fighter Mode. This is one of the most hyped SRs for the set. It is a level 6, 5-cost over blue-green respectively. If you digivolve over Imperial Digimon Dragon Mode, it does cost 2. When digivolving, bounce an opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP 10,000 DP or less back to their hand, and then when attacking once per turn, if you have a blue underneath, then unsuspend one of your Digimon. It doesn't have to be Imperial Digimon. And if you have a green Digimon, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. This card is a fantastic finisher. I think this card is like a really good finisher overall. It can be a finisher. It can be a removal source. It is just not a. It's an amazing extender. That's the word I'm looking for. It's an amazing extender.
Yeah.
I don't think you can play this at high quantities though. I think realistically this is probably like a
2.
I got 2 of, yeah. Just because it is more so an extender. Somebody mentioned, do Blueco and Gomamon trigger off of Frost Velgamon?
I believe those are your turn effects.
Yeah, I think those are your turn effects, so it would not. But I can double check that real quick. Blueco. Oh, did I spell Blueco wrong? Not me.
Buluco.
Buluco. Wow, that's lame. Yeah, it is during your turn only. So no, Frost Velgamon would not steal a turn.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, to wait for more effects that trigger during your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Armadillomon. It is Hawkmon and Vmon, but it comes from blue-yellow, and it checks for yellow cards. I mean, it's good. Yeah, it searches Rapidmon, Magnamon, Sylphimon, Dino Human. Who else is there? Who else is there?
Digimon.
Yeah, Digimon, Samarimon, all of them. It's better than Hawkmon, not as good as Vmon.
You can play this. You can play this in yellow purple, and it will search out a lot of yellow purple stuff.
Yeah, it'll find Gatomon. It'll find your Moss Demons, all that good stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Okay, Electromon's vanilla. Candlemon. Okay. Comes from purple yellow. ESS. When you play another purple Digimon, gain a memory. I mean, you gain a memory if you hard slam for jogress and then Gatomon ESS to fuse on end of turn. I think that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Mastermon support. I don't play it, but like it's there.
Yeah, it is Master.
Yeah, it let you like, for example, you can play Solmon.
Who? Oh, Solomon. When we get to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if your 4 costs become 3 costs with this card. So you know, like you have functionally like cards like Aquilamon in purple this rate, and so it's good for that reason.
Somebody mentioned, I think it's a good Frost Velgamon is a good card with Hex because it helps get rid of incoming attacks in a sense, so they can't attack the next turn. But the deck is still too slow with this. It might be better to be aggro. Yeah. So the entire issue with Hexablon to begin with is it was never removing the sources. That was never the issue. The issue was your opponent just digivolves into a new Digimon and then just swings anyway. So there's like no point in freezing them to begin with, and it doesn't fix that issue either. Definitely just need more during your opponent turn effects to get a lot of value from it. But next we do have Ankylomon. Ankylomon is similar to Aquilamon, or all of them, where it's if you have a blue Digimon in play, it costs 3. ESS, when you have a blue Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP until for the turn. I think this card, in the context of the deck, is really good. I also think minus 3,000 DP is just pretty solid because it does work against Digimon that just any Digimon in general. So in combination with all that minus DP, it could end up stacking quite a bit. But I don't think the decks that would use this specific card are going to be better than what Aquilamon will end up being shoved into. But it's still a good card. I think this is still a relatively good card overall.
Yeah.
Depends. I think someone just needs to crack the code on Shakomon.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think nobody's cracked the code on Shaco yet. I think it's somewhere out there if the potential exists, for sure. I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, this work with Angemon too, so that's the cool thing.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, it's like you meant to work with Angemon, right? Like that's the whole purpose of Shakomon. It comes from Angemon and Ankylomon initially.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we do have Dino Human. Dino Human is a red-yellow. It comes from red-yellow and states ESS. When attacking one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1,000 DP for the entire turn. I don't know how much the 1k DP comes up, but I think just being red.
A lot.
Oh, does it come up a lot? Okay, cool.
It does. It come up so much.
Okay, great.
I was okay. So for example, Sylphie is minus 5. War Greymon is minus 6. So this 1k let you kill 12k.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
Right. So that's the first application.
Right.
The other application is the 1k let you snipe. Because like for example, if you play this with War Greymon, War Greymon swings twice. So you can use War Greymon effect in combination with Sylphie effect to pop. Say like you minus 5k and you minus 6k and you pop a level 6 right off of it.
Yeah.
Say or like a level 7, and then this because you swing twice, this is minus 2,000 toward like another rookie. So you can pop like an additional rookie on top of it. So it also this let you because of this in combination of Sylphie effect is so insane, and Aquilamon effect. So you can go like swing, might give a 6k minus 1k, and then pop it with Aquilamon or Sylphie effect. So it just has so much application.
Okay. Tiago stated that BT8 Shakomon plus BT1 Metal Garurumon. Yeah, I was theory crafting Metal Garurumon with jogress. But I just want to shove it. Chimeramon, I think, does this the best over Shakomon. But yeah, I think you would play Shakomon in that deck potentially. Because like ideally you take double Garuru and you have it underneath Chimera to develop into BT1 Metal Garurumon and swing, restand, all that good stuff. But now we have another SR, Magnamon. Magnamon, if for those of you that don't know, is 4 cost over blue or yellow. But if you digivolve over Vmon, it does cost 3. It is blocker with armor release, and when digivolving, untap this Digimon for every armor in your trash. It gets plus 2,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. So I actually made an entire short over why Magnamon is a good card. I referred to it as a Swiss Army knife because it kind of just does a lot. It can be an extender, it can be a strong aggression, it can be a defensive tool, it can just do a lot of things in general. I think Magnamon is actually a really great card overall. I think it can get really beefy because off of 1 armor alone in trash, it does hit 9,000 DP. 2 armors, it hits 11,000 DP. You're paying for a level 6 quality, but with the cost of a level 4, which I think is very significant. I think Magnamon is a good card.
Yeah, just having blocker alone make this card super valid.
It is the only armor with blocker.
Yeah, as Tesla mentioned earlier, higher DP blocker has more value in upcoming meta just because 6k and below blockers is just way too easy to get around and remove.
Right.
This being a large blocker has so much application into a lot of newer decks.
Okay.
Like with just 1 in trash, it can block every single level 5 in the game, pretty much. Right.
Okay, Rapidmon. I know Llama has a lot to say about this one. Rapidmon is a green-yellow level 4. Digivolves over the respective colors for 4. Digivolves over Terriermon for 3. Armor release, and when Digivolving, tap one of your opponent's Digimon for every Tamer you have in play, and then up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5,000 DP for the turn. Llama, do you want to take this away?
Sure. I think this card is just like, it's just like phenomenal. Like the 4 cost isn't too bad because obviously with Terriermon it's 3 cost, and you have Tamers that give you like the +1 memory. Like for example, later we'll go over like Cody and stuff, which gives you +1 memory. If you have a yellow Digimon on board with a memory Tamer, that's enough to go into Rapidmon without passing turn. And Rapidmon is also like by itself, with one other Tamer, you can crash into an 11k Mega just off of like just off of a level 4, which I think is really good. It's also super anti-armor, right? A lot of the armors are like 5k or less, so you can just kind of wipe opposing boards with them, and it's just really good to like go wide or to punish stuff that goes wide. And if you have the help of like other DP reduction and stuff like that, or like the Tamer like Cody, you can crash into even larger megas. And I think in general it's just like a really, really good card. It punishes wide. If you have the proper setup, it can also punish tall, and it's just like a really good card that I think is very easy to build around because it just like it does so much in 1 level 4. It's like it's super low commitment, and yet it does like so much that it's just a really strong card in general.
So it's the same like thought process behind Magnamon, and the fact that it's just you're paying for level 4 and getting back a level 6 in terms of like efficiency and power, and I think that's why both of these cards are absolutely fantastic. Golden armor, like energized, whatever. Coming up next, we do have Kyukimon. Kyukimon is...
Oh, you skipped the card.
Oh, did I?
Skip that too.
Oh, whoops.
You skipped that too much.
He's covered. All right, real quick. Kyukimon is purple yellow. It comes with purple yellow. It is vanilla. That is its application. So like in terms of like deck building, you can actually do a really cool stuff with that. But yeah, it's a deck building card. Betsumon. Betsumon is yellow. It is a 3 cost, and it is when Digivolving, you may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do, this Digimon is also treated as the color of the trash card for the turn. Then if this Digimon has 2 or more colors, draw 2. I mean, this card is just really cool in terms of deck building, right? Like you can make some really sick plays. This was Chimera before Chimera was revealed.
It's not bad. I think the reason it doesn't see play in a lot of the Mastermind list right now, for example, is because it just doesn't have the Angel and Fallen Angel typing. Like starter deck Galomon is just way too powerful. One cost level 5 is pretty insane, as Hybrid has demonstrated. Otherwise, I think if that card didn't exist, I think they'll see more play.
Yeah, I think like when this was revealed, a lot of people were just like going crazy over this card because of its application, and then Chimeramon was revealed, and everyone was just like, okay, we got easier to proc double color.
Have you tested this at all, Tesla?
Oh no, I was never planning to. It evolves from yellow, so it's already irrelevant to me.
Oh, that's true. I forgot who I'm talking to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the fact
Yeah,
that it only
yeah.
evolves from yellow
Yeah,
just
yeah.
really shows us how much better Chimeramon is doing its job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
You play it
so
if you
oh,
want
go ahead.
that to really badly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we do have Shakomon. Shakomon is jogress for blue yellow. When digivolving, if you have 5 or less security, heal 1. And if you did digivolve, if you did jogress, return one of your opponent's Digimon with a level equal or less than the number of security you have in security you have back to their hand. ESS, when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for the turn. So in combination with Ankylomon, you will be able to minus 6,000 DP, which I think is pretty cool. With War Greymon, you'd end up minusing 12k. And the heal is pretty nice. The heal works even if you don't jogress, which I think is really, really great. As mentioned before, with Andromon, you can go double heal, which is pretty cool. I think Shakomon is definitely the weaker end of the jogresses we have so far. But then again, we probably just haven't tested it enough to like figure out the code for this, like crack the code on this card. I think this card has potential.
This could have like a yellow hybrid style stall deck. It just needs to find the right like combination of cards to make it work.
I think
Being able to heal and remove more is really powerful.
Yeah.
Just from the fact that like of like 3 security, which is like a lot of time yellow, you're playing around 3 security. So like from 3 security, you can remove a level 5, right? Just jogresses over Angelmon. It has some application. I think it's probably one of the hardest deck to solve in the meta.
Yeah.
You can also bounce level 6 if you have 5 security before going into this, but that's kind of difficult to maintain.
Yeah.
From my like initial testing of the card, especially
Yeah.
since Angemon's restriction of being 3 or higher, you're kind of capped at 5 usually if
Unless-
you're trying to use both.
Unless you cheat.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think Shakomon is the deck building challenge for this set. I look forward to whatever people come up with for this card. But next we do have Cherubimon. Cherubimon is a yellow Digimon that comes from yellow-purple, and it states when you would play this card from your hand, you may delete one of your purple Cherubimons to reduce the play cost by 8, so it ends up becoming a 3-cost Hard Slam. On play, activate the following effect. Each of your Tamers in play, minus 1. One of your opponent's Digimon gets a minus 2 security attack. So Zero and I were talking a little bit earlier, and we're talking about the application of purple Cherubimon in the context of Myotismon, if you want to touch on that a little bit.
I was struggling on how to build on my Myotismon deck. My issue with that, I don't think the new Myotismon is really that good on its own little card. The reason I think that deck might have any application is because the Tamer is insane, right?
Yeah, Oikawa is great.
Yeah. If you run Cherubimon support, you can potentially abuse and keep reusing the Tamer to keep cheating back your Myotismon, getting value in that sense. And because this card does evolve over yellow, and it has application with the purple Cherubimon, but the deck, there's a concern that you're trying to do too much with the deck. So but I might have to test around with it a little bit, but I think there's maybe something there that you can mess around with. This does give the because of the security attack -2, this does give purple a little more defense, which they generally lack in terms of stalling and stuff like that. So it could have application. I'm just not sure yet. But the fact that you can run this with the old Cherubimon build by itself is pretty neat, because I did like that deck quite a bit.
Yeah. Alright.
What's your thought, Tesro? I know, did you test Cherubimon at all? Purple Cherubimon?
No, because most of that sack test Cherubimon, and I know he said he wasn't confident in Cherubimon in the upcoming meta because armors exist. And I'm not sure if Cherubimon is going to do enough to can make Cherubimon continue see play. The security attack -2 is nice, but it's invalidated by jogresses, which is a little upsetting sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one way to force trigger your purple Cherubimon if you want to play a more proactive style. There could be, because there's purple yellow level 5s, there could be something there in terms of a yellow yellow bottom end with purple Cherubimon on the top, and try to pull off the four Bushis from trash.
Wait, does purple Cherubi digivolve from yellow purple?
No, but I'm
It's just
saying
purple?
it's purple, yellow, level 5s.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ah, yes, Kyukimon. Come into the fray.
Besumon. The Besumon have application now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A Zulongmon. We got a new one. Zulongmon is a 3-cost blue yellow, and it states when attacking, you may trash the top card of your security stack to gain 2 memory, and once per turn, when digivolving one of your other Digimon, you may unsuspend that Digimon. So first of all, it is blue yellow, so that's pretty cool. But it's when attacking is Blinding Ray. It is Blinding Ray if Blinding Ray were balanced. They literally learned from their mistakes. They printed what Blinding Ray should have been.
This doesn't work if you have 0 secured.
Yeah, if you're at 0, it doesn't work because that's what Blinding Ray should have been. Am I right, chat? And then it's once per turn effect. It doesn't unsuspend itself. It unsuspends the Digimon that digivolved. So it's not as good as you'd imagine. I don't know if this card has any future application. I don't think in particular it really does. But I do want to note that we didn't get Valkyriemon and we didn't get Slash or Shako. But we did get Zuchao and a Zulongmon. Which means what we've known all along. That Cody's Digimon is a Zulongmon. And Yoli's Digimon is Zuchaomon. And you can't convince me otherwise. Alright.
Yeah, it's like it feels like a Zulong was meant for Shakomon.
Yeah.
But the second effect I think is really like flavorful because it's like it works with I think the idea is to work with armor purge.
Mm-hmm.
Like you swing, you armor purge, you digivolve into another
And
armor
unsuspend,
and restand.
Yeah. Because the 2 cost that it gives you is meant to pay for another armor, right? That's how I perceived it. Because majority of the times, if you're playing the armors, you're probably playing against respective level 3, thus allowing you to digivolve into that armor for more or less 0. Right? I think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about it. I think
Yeah. Okay, we got a Kakimon. This is also a fan Digimon, fun fact. And then we got Terriermon. Terriermon is on play. Check top 5 cards of your deck and add 1 card with Gargomon or Rapidmon in its name to your hand. So it's just Searcher. It'll work. It'll be really great in the upcoming EX2 set where we're getting all of the new Terriermon support and whatnot. So yeah, just good card, future application strong. We got Pulsemon. Pulsemon is all turns ESS. This Digimon gets plus 1000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon. And I know again Llama has been testing quite a bit of the Pulsemon green setup. Do you feel like all the DP accumulates into something like really strong?
It's like it can at sometimes feel kind of clunky, but like with all the new support where stuff like suspend itself, it feels pretty easy to get at least like 2 maybe 3000 DP off it most of the time, which like is just really good because the fact that it's both turns gives a lot of like good applications because it makes it harder for your opponent to clear your stuff, and at the same time you can swing over your opponent's stuff without having to worry too much about their own DP thresholds.
Okay, next we have Shurimon. Shurimon is armor release, comes from green, is red, green, and states when digivolving one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker cannot attack and block until the end of their turn. I think if we ever get into a blocker heavy meta or people start playing blockers to stop armor, I think Shurimon can have application, but in a more general sense, I don't see Shurimon doing a lot, frankly. I think
it has awkward colors.
Yeah, it is a really awkward color. But more importantly, it's just if you're not playing against blockers, then it doesn't do a whole lot. But if you do play against blockers, then yeah, like Shurimon's pretty cool. We go back to our point about Frozomon, where it was, we're getting level 5 blockers and whatnot. So being able to, or even against Magnamon, being able to stun those cards, I think is really good. And coming up next, we have Namakimon or Namkimon, the sloth. The sloth you get when you're lazy and don't exercise on the Vital Bracelet. It is a 4-cost hard slam, 2-cost of Digivolve from green, and states during your main phase you may suspend this Digimon to reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 green Digimon from them to your hand, and bottom deck the rest. This card is just great. This card is really great. It has direct synergy with the whole Pulsemon line. You can also hard slam it and use that as its own little thing. And it does cost 3, so it gets sniped really easily, so it's in line with its thematic. I think just any consistency boost in green is just always welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is card draw in green?
Yeah, like any consistency boost is welcome in green. I don't think any green player is gonna argue about that.
It's
Yeah,
a reusable
It's
card
really
draw in
high
green.
feel.
Yeah.
You can hard play this, and if pray it doesn't get removed, or it doesn't get removed, you can just keep tapping this to gain get a card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with stuff like BBmon and Postmon, you can get it to like small increments of DP where like maybe even level 4s are forced to like crash into it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in general, like having something that's just like main phase suspended stuff is just really good for the archetype as a whole. And again, the whole being able to grab like any green Digimon from the top 3 is just really good. Because most of the time, like you're pretty much guaranteed. You'd have to be really unlucky to not hit something off the reveal. And like since it's anything, right, it's literally just any green Digimon. Like it's just really good.
It's just generic good stuff. Even outside the Pulsemon deck, I think this could potentially see some play, honestly. Alright, coming up next, we have Exermon. Exermon is a 5-cost Heart Slam, 2 cost to Digivolve into. When Digivolving, you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of their Digimon. ESS plus 1000 DP for every every suspended Digimon that you have. It is Flower Cannon on legs at a level 4, which I think is pretty good. Honestly, I think that's pretty good.
Sets up for Climon.
Yeah, it sets up for Climon, which we'll get into. But I think this is overall a pretty good card. This is what you get when you're not lazy. You actually do your exercise. All right, we have Digimon. Digimon is Digivolve for 3 over green. If you Digivolve over Armadillomon, Digivolve for 2, Armor Release, and when attacking, one of your opponent's suspended Digimon gets minus 30,000 DP for the turn. Llama, if you want to take care of this one as well. Also, what's up, Seabass?
Yeah, it's like another good armor that's like anti armor as well. Because you minus 3k, most of them are 5k. You swing over the armor, and then it gets armor purged, and since it's like minus 3k, it just kind of explodes.
Yeah.
And then it works really well in the Rapidmon deck. I feel it's just kind of anti armor, pops weenies and stuff, and like if you have a Digimon on board. By the time you go into Rapidmon, you can rest something minus 5k, and then you can minus 8k or minus 3k more with Digimon, so minus 8k, which is really good. I think it's just a good card in general. Just being able to like swing at small stuff or pop small stuff is just really good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and we did have Dramogamon, who is worse than Vegemon.
Warmark Vegemon.
It is worse than Vegemon in every single aspect, and that's because Vegemon was a misprint.
Who said the game has power creep? We have negative.
Negative power creep. Also, in the Huang Zero Discord, a lot of people thought, what was it, like Dramogamon was killed by Garurumon, or Garurumon was killed by Dramogamon, when the reality is Garurumon just stole one of its bones.
No, the lore side, the Garurumons like to hide their bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mojimon just go and like steal the bones.
Yeah, but somebody thought that one of them killed the other, and that was their bone in their hands. That was a dark day. That was a dark day.
Great.
Digimon's not that morbid, guys.
We can argue that one. Okay.
We have Fruits with guns, but we're not that. Still a kiss show. Okay.
Okay. Ragermon. Ragermon digivolves from green for 3 or 2 over Vmon. Armor Release. When digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. This card is amazing. I think Ragermon is one of the best armors we got. This card comes up so often. It is not only anti-armor, it's just really great at punishing lower end stacks. And I don't think anyone's complaining about this card. I think the card is just really, really good. I played a fair amount of Imperial Ultramon. Ragermon comes up a lot. And the fact that it is blue-green is insane, because it fulfills either condition for jogress.
I have a complaint. I can't evolve this in Raising.
Lig my nuts. Anyway.
Play Wormon.
Play Wormon. Okay, we got Pistmon. Pistmon is Digizorption for 2, so it reduces itself to 1 cost. And ESS, it gets plus 1000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon. Sarismon? Sarismon support? Am I right?
This card demonstrated why they banned the level 5 Argomon. Because they just did not want green to have 8-0 cost level 5.
Yeah. Yeah, they went back and fixed Digizorb, which I think is really cool. But yeah.
I'm just glad that they didn't kill off Digizorb forever, and that it's actually like a thing that
What
they're
do you
gonna
mean,
work
bro?
with.
We got Digizorb in BT7.
Yeah.
We got
That's like a box top
yeah,
or
we got
something,
Rizlan.
right?
We got Rizlan. We
But yeah, it's just nice to see that Digisorption is a thing that they're still
Mhm.
making cards for, and it just has the same inheritable as
Yeah,
Exermon
yeah.
and Bracemon.
Alright.
That was a concern what they were gonna kill off the mechanic because they didn't know how to deal with it.
But they balanced it. They ended up balancing it. All right, we got Climbmon. Climbmon
Oh,
is
yes.
when Digivolving. If the Digimon is suspended, not hard at all. You have Extramon and Namakimon. Return. Oh, thank you, K-Strand, for subscribing. Anyway, return one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP to its owner hand. And then ESS, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon.
This card's cracked.
This card is insane. This card is actually insane. You're able to give so much DP to this Digimon because you're playing green. That you will end. What is it? If you have BBmon, Pulsemon, Exermon, that's upwards of 11k minimum. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really good. That hits.
BBmon
Yeah.
is only opponent's turn.
Oh, BBmon's only opponent. Alright, so 10k. 10k minimum. If you have a second body that's suspended, that's pretty good. Like, I don't know. I think this card is just really, really good, right?
I think the big thing is like the bouncing is good, but I think the inheritable is also just really strong because it gives you really like reliable and cheap ways to suspend Digimon. You don't have to like commit a bunch of stuff. So if you have
Mhm.
something suspended, if they play anything and you restand, you just kind of it just gets suspended. You just swing over it. So I think
Yeah.
it's just really good because it's very cheap. Like very cheap way to suspend Digimon, and like once you have that set up, your opponent is very limited in what they can do
Mhm.
without just getting immediately punished by Climbon because they have to deal with it. But as we see in like the SR for green, the set, it gets very hard to deal with the Climbon stack because you only have like so many ways that you can actually get rid of it, which I think is really really cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Dan said, "Did someone say Imperial again?" What? Freaking Dan, dude. For those of you that don't know, that is Dan Vang, #1 Imperial Ultramon simp in North America. Alan said Black still didn't get any good generic support. Bandai just keeps creating new archetypes with specific cards. That doesn't help the color itself. Black literally only has one generic egg. Yeah, Black's generic support was mainly in BT6. BT7 was a lot of emphasis on X-antibody. I do think the Black War Greymon, which we'll get into, is relatively generic for Black. I think it's just a good in toolbox variant of decks, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. And Metagross asked, "How's your day been, bro?" My day's been great. My day's been great so far. All right, we got Spinalmon. Spinalmon is green-red, just like Surfymon and Ultimate Brachiomon, and it's just thick. It's just really thick. 13k beaters are thick. I have nothing more to say about this card. But Shivamon, though. Shivamon is... Oh my god. We haven't had a good green SR in 9 months, I think, actually. 9 whole months, according to Desi. I think the last good green SR we had was from BT5, and that was Reflagiamon, which even then wasn't, like, insane or anything. Because in BT6 we had Aeosmon, haha, Hihi XD, and... What did we even get in BT7? What was the BT7 green SR?
Was Ancient Beetle in SR?
No, the turtle.
Evan Woomon.
Evan Woo.
You're
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Okay, so it's been 9 whole months since green has had a good SR, and we have Shivamon. Shivamon is a 4-cost to Digivolve into opponent's turn. While this Digimon is suspended, your opponent cannot use option cards, and during your turn, when this Digimon unsuspends, trash the top card of their security. This is good. This is good.
Very nice card. It's finally like something that green has been missing for a while, which is like something that is like proactive or actively like pushing the game.
Yeah.
Because like one of the big green things is that it's either controlling board or it's swinging at security, but most of the time it focuses on controlling board, so you never actually like punch their face, and if you get out aggroed, you just gonna explode.
Yeah.
Which is why stuff like
Sorry, go ahead. Go finish.
which is why stuff like started at Kirk and Grand Kawaga were good because they were able to actively push at security. And with Shivamon, with stuff like Climbon and Exermon, you can focus on controlling your opponent's board, and then when it comes back to your turn, you unsuspend and trash a security. So you still do damage, and eventually you can just kind of control the board enough to the point where you've trashed enough security where you can just start swinging at their security to end the game.
So here's a random thought. You could potentially play this with the new hero Tamer to make it big, right? So you can swing it over a lot of numbers. And then like you also give you access to Delicate Plan, which would just allow this card to completely shut down security control. If security control ever become prevalent enough, you can build a green deck to just completely destroy security control, right?
For one
Yeah,
turn
if security control. I mean, it's just like the fact that you can put that kind of pressure on.
You're burning and then you're swinging, so they don't get security option. Like if you can set your board, okay, so you can set your board to where you get multiple attacks off, and then Shiva itself will shut down any form of removal.
No, yeah, I get the idea. I'm just thinking like, is all that effort worth delicate planning?
Just a random thought. You don't necessarily have to do that, but just Shivamon itself denies security control so far.
Right, yeah, it really does. I agree with that. Sidebar, when we get to this next card upcoming, or the card after the next card, I'm gonna look for this image real quick if you want to cover Black Agumon. Somebody can do it.
Alright, so Black Agumon is of the new multicolored black cards that we got this set. His effect is review top 4 cards of your deck. You may add a Greymon or a Digimon with Dragonkin from its type to your hand, and put the rest of the bottom of your deck. This is not bad because just the fact that it searches Greymon means that it has a lot of target, and Dragonkin in black is not that many. It's really only the Blackwood Greymons.
Well, it's ants. You use this to
grab
both
it is both.
Blackwood Greymon and another Greymon on top.
Yeah. I just mean like in terms of valid targets, right? But it does hit all your Greymons, which is quite a bit. So Black Greymon Tribal? Question mark?
Yeah, you can grab your top end with the Dragonkin part, and then just like anything else with the Greymon part, which is just good.
And also because it's black red, just mean that you can hit a lot of targets.
Alright, and then we have Kokuamon. Kokuamon is all players' turns. Players, so this applies to you as well, cannot ignore Digivolution requirements. So this is actually the first of cards that we've gotten that work with Kokuamon, right? So Kokuamon is the first in that lineup where, it's not a memory blocker, it's not a cost reduction blocker, it is a requirement blocker. And so on the screen, you will see the list of cards that do get affected by Kokuamon. So it stops Warp Digivolve, so the Bonds do get hit by this. Beelzebub gets hit by this. Omnimon X cannot Digivolve for 3. It hits Deputymon. It does not hit 60% win rate. That is only listed because of the text that it specifically searched for, but it does not search 60%. But yeah, so these are the cards it does hit. It hitting Bond, I think, is really significant, and also Chaos Dramon for people that are trying to play Machine Dramon, I think it's pretty significant. And then on that note,
the weird thing I find about Kokuamon is that since he doesn't work on special evolution conditions, which is like the stuff in the gray box that they started adding, like they specifically in Q&A didn't pointed that out.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lot of these effects that ignore evolution requirements are basically just a prototype of the new special evolution conditions. So it feels like this card is sort of just blocking old cards specifically just to enforce the new wave.
Yeah, I can definitely see that for sure. They're trying to like push the these new cards a little bit. And then
for certain, if like Omni X was printed in this set, it would have the special evolution condition box, instead of ignoring evolution conditions.
Okay, so moving forward, we do have Ryudamon. Ryudamon is 3 cost on play. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon with X-antibody and 1 UG from them to your hand. Place the rest on the bottom. ESS during both players' turns. While this Digimon has X-antibody in its typing, this does gain Decoy.
Card's really solid
Yeah.
because it can hit itself, and it can hit Doromon from last set, meaning that you can grab other searcher, which then increase your overall consistency in general.
Mm-hmm.
And the Yuji Tamer that is search for is actually really important for the deck. So you're gonna play this card.
Yeah.
If you're playing X-antibody, you have no reason to not play this
I
card.
think just being able to also have like free decoys, like you can slam this for the on play, and they did evolve something over it, and now you're protecting your big level 6 stack.
Yeah.
Because so far X-antibody has just been very focused on single stack power, and I think that's decoy is really well appreciated here.
Yeah. Especially because this entire line, you can get very high threshold in number to get around a lot of the minus DP effect. Not always. Like I mentioned earlier, I was able to remove a 16,000, but for the most part, having decoy means that you can avoid straight up deletion effect too. So you can put your Oreomon, for example, at a very high threshold to where stuff can't swing over it, and then so their only avenue of removal is try to play like a Gaia Force or something to pop it, right? And then this allow you to have a protection for that type of effect for very low investment, and you're gonna be hard playing this card to search anyways. So it's very easy to just like evolve over the card that you already have on board to get a decoy stack set up.
Okay, so going onward, we do have Thunderballmon. Thunderballmon is a 4-cost Hard Slam, 2-cost to evolve into, and his ability states this Digimon is treated as a Mamemon. So in BT8, we do now have Mamemon Tribal. That is actually a thing now. And Thunderballmon is just a level 4 Mamemon. Going forward, we do have Skull Knightmon Cavalier mode. This is treated as both Skull Knightmon and Deadly Axemon. And it states, this Digimon, when Digivolving, it gets jamming and blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. Do note that it does cost 4 to slam this, so it does get called off of Pride Memory Boost, which I think is a really nice detail that they added. But jamming blocker for level 4, I think it's just really good overall utility. I don't have any complaints about it in particular.
Well, so for level 4 itself, so you can evolve it over the regular Skull Knightmon just to have 2 checks jamming.
Yep, for sure. I think that's actually really cool. Skull Knightmon.deck is going to be super hypey.
Yeah, that engine was missing a little bit when I was testing it way back. This might be the piece that it needs to get going.
Yeah. Also,
and there's still stuff that we can see later with like the Bogramon sets that specifically mentioned. There's definitely a lot more support to come.
Yeah, for sure.
Intent BT9 support.
BT9 Cross Wars, yeah, right. Sidebar.
Where they were going with this, I think, was you know the Iceman engine that we got in last set for purple. I think they were trying to do something similar for black. It's just like a self-contained engine that you can throw into like a lot of decks and see if it works, right?
Yeah.
This is, I think with this maybe you can start seeing like the Skull Knight engine in more generic black decks that's like not specifically X-antibody deck. They can start running this engine for more mid-game tempo and then go scale into whatever they're trying to go into. So, yeah.
Okay.
Also, I just noticed that the Dark Knight and Skull Knight and Old Skull Knight is just jogress before jogress was a thing.
It's Digicross, bro. It's Digicross. Also, thank
you,
Lamb, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Alright, we do have Ginryumon. Ginryumon is ESS during your opponent's turn. While this Digimon has X-antibody, it gains blocker. Straightforward, simple. I like it. Definitely making your Doragora or your Alphas or whatever maybe a blocker is really, really appreciated. I can definitely get behind this. Especially if you have a reboot underneath. It's good stuff.
Also with the new egg, where you get more DP, it also just has nice synergy.
Yeah, I do agree. Okay, we have Greymon. Greymon Digivolves from Red Black. Greymon states ESS. During your opponent's turn, if you have a red Digimon in play, it gains blocker. So this is just really strong synergy with the Black War Greymon, which we'll cover, because then it becomes a blocker that also pops and restands and all that good stuff, right? But this is just very strong card for that deck, archetype. Coming up next, we do have Catch Mamemon. Catch Mamemon was a fan Digimon again, so we got a lot of fan Digimon in this set. Catch Mamemon is a 3-cost over black. It states when Digivolving, return up to 4 cards with Mamemon in their name from your hand or trash at the top of your deck. If 3 or more cards were returned, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. This card sets up the Mamemon tribal deck, and you'll be probably like scratching your head like, oh, why does top 3 matter? And we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, this is the enabler for that deck. Hisaryumon states when a card is added to this Digimon's source by effect, you can digivolve this Digimon into a Digimon with X-antibody from your hand. If you do, reduce the cost of that Digivolution by 1. And ESS, opponent's turn, while this Digimon has X-antibody in its type, you gain Reboot. So this has very obvious implication with Alphamon, actually. Alphamon states at end of battle, you gain 2 memory. So if you go into the Hisaryumon, swing, use the UG, which we'll cover, to shove a source underneath, digivolve into Alphamon. Alphamon is now a 0-cost Digivolution. Fun fact. Fun fact. And like
not just that. In testing, the reboot comes up a lot. The reboot is so important for this deck. Just because Oreomon protects itself from deletion effect, right? And it also sets a high DP threshold. The one thing that makes Oreomon the one thing in the meta that will remove Oreomon is stuff like Sylphimon that can just give it minus DP and then swing over it. So if you were able to give like Oreomon, for example, reboot with this card, you're able to make it very difficult for your stack to get removed in general, because they can't delete it through effects card, and then like they're gonna have a really hard time deleting it through minus DP reduction. And just in general, and this card also accelerate your deck in general because it essentially let you be a little 1 turn faster in terms of attacking. As you mentioned, you get your value off your Alphamon. So you can if you have 3, you evolve into this card, you swing, you evolve Alpha for assuming you have nothing else. You evolve Alpha for 2, end up battle, get 2 memory. If you have an Oreomon to put into your stack, then you can untap it and then swing again. So it does make your deck more threatening. It's just overall a really good card. I think this is a really important card for the deck.
And Alphamon's end of attack is not once per turn. So if you would restand and swing again, you would gain an additional 2 memory, which I think is really cool.
Yeah,
definitely. They designed Alphamon and support specifically around the end of attack, which I think is really nice design wise. Really very, very nice. And just the reboot, great, absolutely fantastic. We do have Metal Greymon. Metal Greymon is red-black states, when digivolving, digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 or less GP. And then your turn, when the Digimon has Dragonkin or Machine in its typing, this Digimon can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. I think Metal Greymon is absolutely crazy as a card. I think this card is really, really strong. Its Wind Digivolving effect is pretty solid, being able to digivolve as well as pop 1. So against armors, you have a lot of utility there. And, lore from the show. Because Black War Greymon was just slapping the hell out of the kids. And then its ESS, being able to attack unsuspended Digimon has a lot of practical applications, specifically with EX Collection War Greymon, because it has Blitz. So if you digivolve and pass the turn on Blitz, you can attack the unsuspended Digimon your opponent may have, as well as pop a blocker if you have a Tamer. And so that's, I don't know, that's just pretty good. That's just pretty dang good. It's more or less spot removal.
Don't forget to mention the combo that everyone went crazy over. This card.
BT2 Black War Greymon. So Black War Greymon states, when attacking, if you attack your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP, unsuspend this Digimon, not once per turn. So if you have the Metal Greymon underneath, you can just keep swinging, assuming that you don't die on check. And a lot of people are super hyped for that combo. I think that combo is pretty cool. I don't think it's as broken as people think it is. I think it requires a lot of circumstances to fall into place. But it's a really cool combo to definitely consider. And then Bancho Mamemon. Bancho Mamemon for Mamemon Tribal states, when digivolving, you may reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. And for each of your opponent's Digimon, you may play a card with Mamemon in their name with a play cost of 10 or less, without paying their cost and trash the remaining. So again, this is the whole Mamemon Tribal, why Catcher Mamemon was setting up that top 3 or top 4. All turns, if you control another Digimon with Mamemon in its name, it gets +1 security attack. So yeah, this is the boss, the Bancho, for Mamemon Tribal. And I think every Mamemon, except for Bancho Mamemon, does cost 10 to hard slam, if I'm correct. Yep, they all do. So that's Mamemon Tribal is a thing now. Congratulations, we did it.
Oh yeah. Before we move on to sorry, to Black War
You
Greymon,
mean Oryumon?
another. Oh fuck. Yes, sorry. Before we move on, let's another point that was mentioned in chat that we need to touch on for Metal Greymon
Mm-hmm.
is that it affects machine,
Yeah.
which means it works for Machine Dramon.
Mm-hmm.
And as we mentioned, you and I discussed this earlier, but Machine Dramon is potentially a very good deck into this meta because it's anti-yellow, right? It's completely negate any minus DP from yellow.
Yep.
So if Machine Dramon end up being like a tier 1 deck in this meta, this card has huge application, right? Because it let Machine Dramon remove. It's also sideboard, so it works with Machine Dramon. So this allow Machine Dramon to start removing stuff from your board while having like this gigantic, Voltron stack that's just like impossible to remove.
Yeah, for sure. I think this card is really great in Machine Dramon. I think Machine Dramon will be really good in the BT8 format just because of how I expect yellow to perform. I agree. Alright, now we do have Oryumon. We've been referring to Oryumon a ton in this video, and we have yet to cover its actual effect in depth. But Oryumon is a 4-cost Digivolve over black, and it states when Digivolving, you may place one Digimon card with an X-antibody from its typing from your hand underneath this card. If you do, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. Once per turn, when you place a Digimon card underneath this one of your Digimon as a evolution source, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP, and it cannot be deleted by opponent's effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. ESS, if end of battle, if this Digimon has Alphamon in its name, unsuspend it. It has self-protection, it has some form of removal, it gets pretty beefy, and it has really strong synergy with Alphamon. I think it's just in general a really welcome addition to the X-antibody lineup, just in general. I know James or Zero has been doing a lot of testing with X-antibody, and like you said before, it does give you a lot more pressure that was lacking previously in the X-antibody support, as well as that little blanket protection. But whether or not X-antibody will see tier 1 prevalence is an entirely different story, I think.
I don't think so. In testing so far, the X-antibody deck is fine. It does a lot of cool stuff, and it can sometimes clutch wins. Just because like Alphamon being able to swing for multiple security checks, twice. Like if you get the perfect stack off, it can able to win. Like I was playing this list with hybrid, so sometimes they'll get surprised by Oreo swing that will set them to 0, and then I can follow it up. Like say if because of the amount of memory that you're able to gain off of Hisariumon in combination with the Doraemon in your stack, you can sometimes evolve this for like 2, right? Do your swing, like do 3 security check or something like that, and then like finish it up with a Grumblemon over a Tamer, for example. But overall, the deck is still too lacking in a win condition. It's just played a little bit too fair. You're very reliant on keeping your main stack alive. If something goes wrong and your main stack ever dies, you just fall behind way too much, I think. And it just doesn't have a way to it's faster, but still not quite fast enough. And the win condition is just not quite there.
Yeah. Okay. And then we do have the Black War Greymon. Black War Greymon is black-red. Comes from black-red respectively for 4 cost. When Digivolving, if there is a red card in your source, you may choose one of your opponent's Digimon. And if there is a black card in source, you may choose your opponent's Tamers. Delete any number of the chosen cards whose total play cost adds up to 6 or less. So we finally got more Tamer removal. Yay. And all turns, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon are deleted, you can unsuspend this card. So in tangent with Greymon, for example, it's a blocker that can unsuspend itself. I think that's really good. If you swing, unsuspend itself, that's pretty good. Metal Greymon is 8,000 DP, so it's pretty chonky for the most part. But just the fact that it removes Tamers, I think, is just absolutely fantastic. I think it's really, really good. I think it was definitely a necessary card to come in the format. I hope we get more Tamer removal in the future, because Tamers are such a vital part of the Digimon card game. Also, yeah, Oryumon is just budget Oryuken. I hope you enjoy that. Yeah, and Straub said Aldradimon time. Yeah, I mentioned Aldradimon at the start of the video, but yeah, Aldradimon definitely, I think, can see some play in this format. But yeah. And finally, going on to purple. Oh man, I'm sure Testro and Zero are just livid for this one, are loving it. But Psychmon is all players' turns. Players cannot reduce play cost. So this goes both ways. And what this means is, I'm going to pull up on the screen, this is the list of cards that do get affected by this. So this also applies to Stingmon and XVmon as well, but it is cards that when you slam them, they try to reduce their own cost. So for example, Ankylo and Quila and all of those, they cannot reduce their cost. Lucemon cannot reduce its costs. Bellstar, Cherubi, Armageddon, etc. Psychmon is going to see play. This card is really good. This card is really, really good because it stops a lot of those jogress turns because they want to slam for 3, go to 0, and then jogress. Now they have to slam for 4, which will then end up passing that turn. Psychmon is good. Psychmon is really good.
It's really weird that it's in purple, considering most of the stuff you want to be blocking isn't also in purple. Stuff like
I know, right? Like, just run this in Bellstar and deny your own Bellstar.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Alright.
I'm gonna be kind of afraid if they put this in other color. It's gonna shut off me ever playing Bellstar, and I'm not gonna be happy with that.
I think this, as much as I want fairness between all color, I don't think this type of effect should be in all color, just because if you make this card too prevalent and too accessible, you just shut off so many strategies, right? And it's not exactly like the decks that do this are a problem. Like, is Bellstar really a problem deck? I don't think so.
It's okay.
You know?
We just play cards to remove the Psychmon. If it's worth anything, yellow still doesn't have a memory blocker. Neither does red. So
I think with that in mind, this could be very limited to specific color.
Wait, does it reduce? Does Machine Dramon? No. Machine Dramon doesn't reduce its cost. Okay, that's fine.
No, it gains memory.
It gains memory. Yeah, it gains memory. Okay. Devimon.
Instead.
On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Tamer, and then trash 1 purple Digimon. I mean, it does what the deck wants to accomplish.
Malomyota's support.
Yeah, it's Malomyota's support. It does. It accomplishes what the deck wants to do. I think even outside of Malomyota's Mon, I don't think this is like a bad card. I think this is like pretty versatile, pretty generic Tamer search. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good. As we get better purple Tamers in the future.
Have you tested Myotis at all, Tesla?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's pretty decent.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And then we have Mushroomon. He is worse than green Mushroomon, so green better than purple. I always knew it. And then Soulmon. Soulmon is when a card is milled from your deck, gain a memory. It's pretty generic, pretty good overall. I don't have any complaints about this. I think this can enable some really cool plays in the future, right?
The good thing is that both of the level 5 that you might play in this deck come 2 cost evil because of this card.
Yeah, like
so
Daemon,
I think
Daemon's at 2 costs now. With
yeah. Myotis is a 2 cost, so Skosala is a 2 cost, so
yeah,
it has very cool application in that sense.
Yeah, for sure. Kogomon. Kogomon is a green-purple with retaliation. I think this app opens up a lot of avenues, specifically I think the intention was Arukenimon, but we didn't get Arukenimon, which is fine. I don't have any complaints about that. It's whatever. But yeah, I think just green purple has a lot of cool applications. Being able to give green vengeance, I think, is really cool because now if you try to like punish your suspended stacks, you can punish them back.
Yeah, your worst enemy is now your friend.
Yeah. Green used to be hard countered by purple. It was like 90-10. It was awful. It was super awful. But now it's your best friend. All right, Fangmon. It is just retaliation. It is Devimon without the Devimon name. And I think it costs 1 less than Devimon. That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Black Gatomon. I'm losing my voice right now. Holy cow. Black Gatomon. Yellow-purple. Cost 3 over yellow-purple. So again, they're increasing the cost of it to compensate for the fact that it is dual color with a powerful effect. But it has Rush, so it can attack the turn. It's similar to Bushi. And it also has retaliation. Do note it does say Black Gatomon, not Gatomon. So if we do inevitably get Nefertimon or those other armors, it won't be able to Digivolve for 2 or whatever it may be over this. But yeah, I don't know how much this comes up in play, but it is a haste Digimon that you can easily revive in purple. I'm not sure how much that comes up.
I've had a couple of moments where I wish I've had this.
Okay. Okay.
And it being purple yellow also turns on a couple your double colored options, which is relevant. I want to put this in my deck. I just haven't found the space for it.
I mean,
like it also competes for the spot with promote, which has the additional what's the word, synergy.
On play effect and stuff like that.
No, the promote is the good thing about promote is that it evolves for 1 off of your level 4 or for
Yeah.
2 off your level 3, which makes it easier to it works well with Icemon for
Right.
that play.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier for you to go hard drop rookie evolve. This Black Gatomon having costing 30 to evolve means that isn't really a play.
Yeah, that's very fair. That's very fair analysis.
See, the most important part about this card is that it mimics the, I don't remember if it was Tsukaimon or Patamon art, where the Tsukaimon, or the purple one's beating up the yellow one. It's sort of just this art, but...
This one's
as
more playful.
evolution. Yeah, this one's more playful. The other one's is just like bullying.
Yeah, it's
like,
just straight up bullying.
Out.
Alright,
Like, what
Poor Palamon.
Karadamon is a vanilla, and Skull Satamon is when Digivolve, trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then return 1 Demon Lord from your trash to your hand. ESS, when your cards are trash from your deck, gain a memory. So now we can make Daemon a 1-cost evolution. That's cool. That's pretty nifty.
Is there any other level 6 that trash on Evolve? I don't remember.
Megidra?
Megidramon,
yeah.
Yikes.
True.
Okay.
What is it? 1-cost Megidramon, bro? The future's here.
I mean, some people have theorized the Daemon Megidra mill deck.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not, right? Again,
It's okay. Magidra will see his light when we get more Duke 1 support.
true. Okay, Myotismon. 3-cost Evo over purple. When Digivolving, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Then you can play a Oikawa from your trash without paying its cost. That's really good. That's absolutely really good. ESS, on deletion, if this Digimon has Myotismon in its name, you may play 1 Oikawa from your hand or trash without paying its cost. It's good. It's just really good. It's just really good.
Excellent.
Place
I think
is
this card's like tied the deck together.
Yeah. Being able to play your
Important.
Oikawa for free is great. What's up, Llama?
Important thing is that the inheritable plays it suspended, so you can
Yep.
immediately use the Oikawa effect.
Yeah, and we'll touch on that in a second because we're almost done with the Digimon, in the main colors at least. But Rosinmon Fury Mode, we weirdly got Rosinmon support. Weird. Rosinmon Fury Mode is purple Digimon that evos from purple or yellow for 3 and states end of attack. You may digivolve this Digimon into a Rosinmon from your hand, ignoring its Digivolution requirements without paying the cost. And end of turn, trash the top of your security stack. ESS, when this Digimon is trashed as a Digivolution card by Rosinmon's effect, unsuspend 1 of your Digimon and it gets plus 3000 DP. So I didn't see this coming.
It makes Rasenman good, but then the issue is you have to play this in Rasenman. And
Yeah.
Very specific. Like, this does nothing if you don't see the Rasenman, and Rasenman kind of doesn't do anything on its own, so that's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the future down the line when we get better...
I think the issue is that it doesn't have an archetypal searcher like Shoutmon.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So what Furyamon does that I like is that because Rasamon has the evo cost equal to your security security number, you can't really use it early game. So Rasamon kind of enables it because it evolves for 3 generic and then evolves into regular Rasamon immediately after.
Yeah.
It's like a Shoutmon plus Greymon situation where you need both level 6s, and there is no archetypal search in this archetype, so that's a bit of an issue.
Right. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, Beast Searcher.
Okay, Ophanimon Fall Down Mode. Fall Down Mode is yellow-purple. Digivolves for 4 over yellow-purple. But if you Digivolve over Ophanimon, it costs 2. Really surprised we didn't get a new Ophanimon for this one, honestly. But we did get one from the box topper in BT7. But when Digivolving, if this Digimon has a purple Digimon, delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower. If Digimon has a yellow Digivolution card underneath, heal 1. On deletion, you may play 1 purple or yellow level 4 from your trash without paying its cost. I think Fall Down Mode is actually really good. I think this card is actually really good personally. When we tested it, it came up a lot. It hit a lot of spots, especially when you're playing against jogress, when you're trying to snipe their stacks that are kind of sticky. They're trying to set up for their jogress play. Not only do you heal 1, so you end up proccing EX collection onto Woodmon to get the minus DP, but just in general, also the on deletion effect being able to stick itself onto the board and fuel further jogress plays. I think this card's really good. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Tessero and Llama, you guys go first.
I haven't tested much with it, but I can see in theory how it's be really nice for Mastamon because it's Sometimes you just have those moments where you kind of want to evolve into a level 6, but Mastermon's not a really good card to evolve into, or
Right.
at least just hard to evolve into. This is this card just evolve to help stall the game out a little longer for you to actually set up your Mastermon combos and turn jogress combo.
Mhm.
And the fact that on deletion it brings back the Gatomon,
Yeah.
the all important starter deck Gatomon, I think is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I know Huang and Zero have been hyping it up as like its own or like the main mega in the deck. I tested it a little bit, and like I'm not super impressed by it, but considering how much you guys are hyping it up, I do want to see how you guys play it, because it's not like a terrible card by any means, right? I just think there's like different stuff to play, but I'm definitely open to seeing how the deck can do,
Well,
considering how much you guys believe in the deck. I think there's definitely a reason to believe it if you guys are pushing it that much.
This card doesn't read that well because it's like, oh, you're healing one and you're popping a level 4, right? It's like whatever. But in practice, this card is just like Tempo incarnate, right? Like you pop a Digimon, you heal, and then if it dies, you get a free Digimon. On top of that, the reason I think this card is good is not just by itself. As Tesla mentioned, the starter deck Galomon is so important for this deck. The fact that you can use the starter deck Galomon and evolve into any of the Angel or Fallen Angel level 5 for 1 is huge, right? And then you can follow up with Ofani as a really heavy. It's like a really heavy tempo play.
Yeah.
And this card is just like really. It's not gonna be the card that wins you the game, but the fact that you have an on-demand heal on top of removal in this meta, I feel is really important, because you start putting yourself like when I was playing into this, it was really annoying because actually my friend was playing the Star Deck Galomon along with the old Angel Woman that heal one, right? So he keep putting himself out of lethal range. I was playing Imperial and I was struggling to end the game because he not only will keep removing my pieces, like he will remove my jogress pieces, and at the same time like keep healing out of lethal range. So this deck has good matchup into Imperial, so that in itself is already kind of validated in my opinion, because I think Imperial is going to be a pretty strong presence in the meta, right? And
People
just,
love their Imperial.
yeah, and just the fact that it's in yellow, you can play this card in yellow, a color that's going to be pretty good into the upcoming meta and deal with a lot of stuff. And I don't know, it's just very interesting. It synergizes a lot with existing yellow card.
Okay, and so before we get to the next Digimon, which is Malamyotismon, Angelo Gomez stated, I'm sure you already talked about this, but how do you feel about deck focusing solely on armor Digimon? I think it's going to be pretty good. I think Armor Rush has potentially a good spot in the meta. I'm going to go get more water because my throat is literally dying. Can you guys cover Malamyotismon while I'm gone?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, you guys want to touch on it, Tesla?
Yeah, because I played it a little bit, and I really like it. The only so Malamyotismon is forecast to evolve to 1000 DP. On play, if you have 5 or more cards with Myotismon in its name and its trash, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, and then trash one of their security stack. And when you Digivolve into it, you will trash the top cards of your deck, and then if you have a Myotismon in your trash, you gain 1 memory. So this creates a new Malamyotismon payoff for Malamyotismon support previously seen with Mamimon and Oikawa, which you'll probably see later in this set. The idea is to play this for free with Oikawa effect or Mamimon effect and using removal and trashing. And I think the more important part here is kind of the trash of security stack, actually.
Yeah, the burn one is
it's pretty big. The Trump Sword effect is nice, but we're in a very aggro focused, a lot more of an aggro focused game. There could be a lot more times where the Digimon are be rested and just not gonna have a target for it. And playing it that way is going to be more reactive than proactive. Some people have shown concerns that this Malamyotismon would be too reactive, but that's because they're focusing on the removal. It's really proactive because you can use this to burn their security, and then it immediately becomes a threat to attack them with, especially if you use it with the effect.
Let me ask you this. My concern with this card, and I have not tested a ton with it, but my concern with this card is so much the 5 or more Myotis condition. How difficult is
Yeah.
that to achieve in your opinion?
You kind of have to build around it. In my testing, I haven't had too much problems with it, but that's because the existing purple engines that's facilitated. But it makes deck building the hard part for it because
Are you playing it with
outside
Iceman?
what?
You said existing support. Are you playing it with Iceman?
Yeah, Eismon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
all this are existing Eismon stuff helps you really build the trash. The problem is like for level 5 Myotismon, only the new one is actually all that good. Like previously I was playing with the vanilla Myotismon and the EX1 Myotismon, and it feels like we're running into a meta where you just can't run vanillas anymore. Like you
Yeah.
really want every part of your deck to do something, right?
Does the EX Myotis making this essentially a 2-cost Evo good?
Yeah, it comes up, I think. I mean, if your opponent doesn't have a memory tamer, especially. It being 3 to evolve is a little awkward right now, though, especially it doesn't have any immediate effect. But it's nice, I guess.
Okay.
I think I like the vanilla one more just because it's cheaper to evolve, so you just use this
Yeah.
as a beat stick that eventually will float into Myotismon. And having cheap beat sticks is really nice in this deck because you set up for that situation where your opponent just cannot avoid dying to just Myotismon burning them until they have 0 and attacking for game.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I also wanted to touch on the deleting unsuspended Digimon. Like, I know you mentioned it's not the main focus, but I think it's really good because of the end of turn jogress stuff. You can, like, once we talk about the Tamer a bit, you can snipe the stuff that gets jogressed into since it unsuspends, which I feel like can come up a lot into stuff like,
Yeah, I think that's gonna be super
anything
relevant.
that end of turn jogresses, yeah.
I just haven't found that super relevant in the few games I have tested with it because I tested it like close to when it was revealed, and not a lot of people were wanting to test Jogress at that time. It was like before they revealed Shakamon, and I think few people were even trying out Sylphimon. So it's just mostly like armors, and they just could not target them.
Okay. Then finally, arguably the best card in the BT8 set, tied with Sylphimon, is Chimeramon. Chimeramon is a rainbow Digimon. It's a white Digimon that evolves from Rainbow. Its cost is any 2 level 4s, which it should have been 2 different named level 4s, Bandai. I know you're listening. You should have made it that. I'm disappointed. And it states, when Digivolving, you may place 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash at the bottom of this card's stack, and then up to 4 of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for every color this Digimon is. And during your turn, this Digimon is also treated as the color of the cards in its stack. While this Digimon has 4 more colors, it gains 4000 DP.
This card's nuts.
This card's insane. This card's absolutely insane. Why is it the way it is? Like, darn you, Bandai.
I think this card existing might single-handedly invalidate Rookie Rush in the future, because every single deck can just flash this card to deal with Rookie Rush.
Yeah, this is like very strong Rookie Rush. Rookie Rush is about to evolve into Armor Rush.
Yeah, it's because Rookie Rush before, the reason Rookie Rush is allowed to exist, right, is because in order to deal with Rookie Rush, you kind of have to tech for Rookie Rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this card just says, "Now I'm gonna body Rookie Rush," and at the same time, it creates so much avenue for your deck to deck build. It's just like
body Rookie Rush as much as it just bodies people playing multiple rookies to go wide in a non-Rookie Rush deck.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
for the most part, you're usually going to be sniping like 3 costs or 3k DP.
yeah, you hit 3k on average.
The dedicated Rookie Rush decks are the ones that are playing 5k DP Digimon that will likely dodge this effect.
Yeah, but I think you can. You can combine it with other effects to make it really annoying.
So I think Chimeramon is a necessary presence in the format, and I think it's a bit too generic, but it is a necessary thing. And the reason why I think so is because it gives every deck jogress. So I think Chimeramon, or just jogress in general, is kind of like Xyz from Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's a new summoning mechanic, and decks that couldn't Xyz kind of felt really bad. So if you weren't playing dual color, right, if you weren't playing Imperial or Sylphie styled, then you just felt really bad. But now monocolor decks, as well as black and purple, now have access to jogress, which I think is really important. What I wish they had done is I wish it was 2 different Digimon with different names. Because
because we want to activate Ice One.
okay, go away.
I think that's
go
a
away.
good thing.
You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. But yeah, like for example, Aosmon now has a semi-loop where with Kurisarimon, you have a 1-turn kill with Aosmon now. Is Aosmon good because of that? No. No. But it
He's talking
exists.
about Huang.
Oh, God.
It's perfect.
Jessmon can use this. BT1 Metal Garurumon can use this. There's a lot of like really cool cards that can make use of Chimeramon, and the fact that it shoves any level 5 or lower Digimon from your trash to the bottom. You can do a lot of really crazy combos with this now. But I think it is just a bit too generic because you can just slam any 2 level 4s and go into this for free, which I think is a crazy. Eismon, for example. Eismon breaks this card. Eismon is so insane with this card.
Getting any source back is problematic.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. If I personally hope they errata Chimeramon, frankly. I really would like an errata on this card, but I don't think we're gonna get one, so we just kind of live with it. Which again,
I think it's we have to see. I think it's on my threshold of like cards I'm okay with.
it's like teetering the line. It's really,
Yeah.
really playing with fire here for sure.
Yeah, they're playing this my Mastamon list, and it's really taken that deck over the top. It's
Mhm.
super
Yeah.
flexible. I like the creativity that it enables because of it being so generic. You know, people have thought up a bunch of crazy combos. You got the stuff with the Eosmon.
Yeah.
There's this one deck I was messing around with that's really fun. That's the Tidamon deck, where I play Eismon and then use the Eismon combo to go into Tidamon and
Yep.
potentially OTK people.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to like just think of like all the crazy combinations you can create with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it works with Quillamon, it works with Dino Hero. It just has so much application.
Yeah.
I think another point is that when Digivolving doesn't require him to jog. You can
Yeah.
just evolve him for 4 just to clear the board of rookies. I've won games against Llama where he was just playing nothing but search rookies looking for his pieces, and I just evolve into Kimara, clear a board, and just beat stick you to the death.
Yep. And
Yeah.
you can still grab the source. So
Yeah.
he would do that and then grab like the Gatomon and then Jogress into Maste, and I just sit there and be like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this deck is huge for Maste just because of the fact that it grabs Gatomon from source, which allows you to recycle the Gatomon. Previously, before this card existed, losing my Gatomons to like Raidramon or Rapidmon was like game losing because there's just because of like they're so important to the deck's strategy.
Right.
This just like acts as just like 4 more extra copies basically because
you just
get it back.
Yeah, Jogress put the Gatomon back and then hard play level 5, bam, you're into Mastermon, right? Like it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Not even just that, right? The fact that it's 8. Why is this card 8,000 BP on its own?
Mhm.
The fact that for the most part it will be minus 3k. So it's 8,000 DP on its own, meaning that with any singular source of 1,000 DP, either whether to minus or whether to DP gain, this will hit 9,000. So meaning that it will swing into any tap 11k and remove it. So just like this card presence in the meta, which makes swinging with 11k so much more risky.
Yeah. So somebody said, let's see. So remember he is white all the time, so it only needs 1 dual color in it. So with 2 dual colors, it hits minus 5k. I don't think realistically you're playing decks where you're gonna have 5 colors on Chimeramon. I don't think that's very realistic. I think you're generally gonna have
Maybe armor rush, maybe.
even I don't think it. I think armor rush you'll generally find yourself at 4 if you're really trying to push for that play. But on average, I think it'll be like minus 3k.
Yeah,
Minus
minus
3K
3k
is good enough because
yeah.
most of the rookies are in that range. It's still a good clear out your opponent's rookies kind of card.
Okay. And finally, we're on the Tamers. Yoli. Yoli is if you have start of your main phase. I want to emphasize that. If you have a red Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. Your turn, when you have Digimon with 2 or more colors, you can suspend this Tamer to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 or less DP. Start of main phase is significant because if you pull from raising then you transition to main phase, which then procs Yoli. So that's really important. That's really, really important.
Yeah, Chimera let this pop 6K.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Yoli's pretty cool. Yoli's pretty cool. I don't know how much play Yoli we'll see, but it's not a bad tamer by any means. It's
neat.
Yeah. Hero. Hero is a
memory. Yeah,
this card's crazy. Hero is a memory tamer and states, during your turn, one of your Digimon with Gammamon in its name or a level 5 Digimon attacks, you can suspend this tamer to give one of your Digimon plus 2000 DP or less. So, I mean, yeah, like this card's absolutely crazy. It's just, it's a really easy way to proc cards like Delicate Plan or Lightning Joust, for example. It is the plus 2000 DP comes up a lot because it makes a lot of your Digimon just beefier in general. And
yeah, the fact that it says any level 5 or higher and not red level 5 or higher is absolutely insane.
It is a really strong generic tamer that overall enables a lot of things. This card potentially hurts security control in the long run because now every deck has really easy access to Delicate Plan. I think that's really interesting. Hero did great. Good job, Ghost Game. All right. Somebody said on Vmon Armor Rush he got it. He has 3 armors. So with 3 armors, assuming you play Ragermon, Magnamon, and then Flamedramon, if you do all 3 of those, you hit 5k, yeah. But I don't think realistically you're going to be able to get that huge of jogress playoff. But it can happen. I'm not saying it can't. I just don't think it's very, on average, it will happen. Okay, TK. TK is also a memory tamer. And TK states, when your opponent's Digimon attacks your blue Digimon, you may tap this card to draw 1. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with TK. I think it's interesting in the sense that it can punish your opponent for trying to punish you back. But otherwise, it's okay. I don't think
the best part about this card is that it's an uncommon memory tamer.
Yeah, it is an uncommon memory tamer. You're right. That is a total purpose. You're true. TK is repenting for his sins when he punched Ken in the show. All right. Davis and Ken. Davis and Ken are not memory tamers, but they do cost 4, and at the start of your main phase, if you have a blue Digimon in play, gain a memory. If you have green Digimon in play, gain a memory. So if you have both green-blue, you do gain 2 memory. And during your turn, when your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon that has 2 or more colors, you may suspend this tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. I mean, the OTK potential that you can set up with Imperial Digimon is just really insane here, because you can swing, untap, go into fighter mode, swing, untap, swing. Like, it's just really good. Ken Davis is really great.
Or you just use it with armors.
Yeah, you can also just use it with armors. So you can swing, armor release, digivolve into a new armor, untap, swing again. Like, that's just... Ken Davis is great. Ken Davis is absolutely great.
Basically turns every armor into XVmon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Magnamon... I guess Magnamon's a bit redundant with it, but yeah, every armor becomes XVmon.
Another big part is that it's a dual color tamer.
Yep.
So you can activate the relevant options.
Like Megadeth.
Megadeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megadeth. Or, I mean, it's just like you can play green options in a blue deck easily, or blue options in a green deck if you really wanted to.
Right. Green can play Ice Wall. Let's go. Cowabunga.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Cody. Or Iori. Start a main phase. If you have yellow Digimon, gain a memory. During your turn, if you have a Digimon with 2 or more colors, you can tap this tamer to give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2000 DP. This card is really good. This card is really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's meant to work with Digimon, because all the Digimon stuff is minus 3000, and this is minus 2, so exactly snipe armor.
I know Llama has been playing a lot with Cody, but Cody is just, in general, just a really strong card. He learned from the show all those moral lessons, the lawfulness. Cody came out cracked.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it before, but like you can go Rapidmon, then Rapidmon swing, activate this, and you can crash into 13Ks with a level 4, which is like really, really cool.
Yeah, that's super crazy. All right, we got a new Kari. Kari is all grown up now, and she is a memory tamer, another uncommon memory tamer. And states, when a card is added to your security stack, tap this tamer to gain a memory. So this works with a heal SD Anja Womon, Ophanimon Fall Down mode, Shakomon. It works with a lot of really strong yellow cards to reduce cost. So Ophanimon Fall Down mode becomes a 3-cost evolution, for example.
Yeah, I play. This was seeing play over TK. I think Tron was playing this over TK, and it comes up a lot. Like, just because because you can evolve the ST Angel. Sorry, because of the Gardomon, you can evolve everything for 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, if you have a way to gain 1 memory, which is very easily done in yellow, you can evolve for 1, evolve into a Fani for 3, and then still like do your play, still not pass turn.
Yeah. And then somebody in chat said TK works on blocked, correct? Is it only when your opponent targets a Digimon for an attack?
I work on
Wait, what?
It's mentioned in the Q&A.
It does or doesn't?
It doesn't.
It does not. Yeah, because it has a target, right?
Yeah, it has to. Yeah, they have to initially target a Digimon for
Yeah,
attack.
it's like how Black War Greymon Secret Rare works.
I mean, if you want a tamer that draws, just play Davis. I think.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Willis.
Also, another important thing thing I mentioned about Kari is that TK and Zoe trigger also trigger this effect. They do technically add a card to your security stack.
Right. Okay, Willis. Willis is a 3-cost tamer. On play, you may hatch a Digi Egg if you have an empty space, and during your turn, if you digivolve into Gargomon or Rapidmon, you may tap and reduce its cost by 1. Remember how Taiga was not very good? Well, Willis isn't very good either. I mean, it's just... It takes quite a bit to pay itself back. You have to digivolve, or reduce the cost of digivolve by 3 times to break even on Willis. So it's not very good.
There's something I want to mention about Willis is that we've seen our first reveals of EX2, and the new Terriermon gives you a memory when you play a green tamer.
Right.
So there could be some suggestion that the Terriermon archetype is gonna lean towards like
playing
tamers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely. I mean, with Rapidmon and a procs its effect for every tamer. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I think this card has more application. It's not good now, but I think the ability to hatch an egg is significant for 3 costs.
Like in the future down the line, yeah.
Yeah, and you're not locked to playing Mimi because you've been locked for playing Mimi for a long time, because the ability to hatch eggs is so important, right? So if there's another memory green tamer that you would rather play, just open up the ability to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Yuji. Yuji is a 3-cost black tamer that states, when your Digimon with X-antibody and its type moves from the breeding area to the battle area, gain a memory, draw 1. So it's like Kizuna, Tai, and Matt. And during your turn, when your black Digimon with X-antibody and its type attacks, you may suspend this Digimon to add 1 card with X-antibody and its type from your hand under that Digimon's source. This is really good. It procs a lot of your effects. You can shove in the Oriyumon under Alphamon. You can shove in your Dorumons, your Dorimon, not Dorimons, but your Dorumons, Dorogora, etc. Like, I think Yuji's just really, really great for the deck overall.
And it activates the new ultimate as well, so you can, as you mentioned before, so you can digivolve into your megas for 2 cost.
Yeah, when you play against X-antibody, if they open this card and then get his Saryomon, you're just like, man,
yeah,
it's not a good day.
Yeah, so
it kind of relies on it though.
Right.
So you gotta play those Ryudomons and find it.
I was literally about to mention that. Yeah, Ryudomon plays a really huge role in searching your Yujis.
Yeah, this card is so important. I think this card's like a 4.
Does Dorumon find it, or is Dorumon like tied to?
Dorumon is tied
to Kota. It's tied to Kota. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then the next card should be Oikawa, I believe.
It is.
Yeah.
We mentioned a little bit when we talk about Myotismon.
Yeah, so Oikawa is during both players' turns, when your Digimon with Myotismon is deleted, you can tap this tamer to gain a memory, and during the end of your opponent's turn, if this tamer is suspended, you can play 1 Mallow from your trash without paying its cost. It's good. It's really good. I don't know how much they touched on it because I went to go get water, but being able to play your Mallow Myotismon for free is really strong. And just being able to gain a memory and punish your opponent for killing your Myotismons, I think, is really strong in general as well.
Yeah.
And then with Myotis,
you need to make a deck work. So there's really not much to say about it. Like, if you play Myotis, you have to play this card.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and then Digimon Emperor. Digimon Emperor is a white tamer, 3 cost. During both players' turns, when your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon is deleted, tap this card to draw 1. And then the effect that everyone's like crazy about. When your opponent's level 3 Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, you gain 2 memory. I think a lot of people overhype this card more than it actually was worth. I think you can play around this card really well, personally. But I think it's a really.
So-
I think it's a good card in general.
So I had that idea too, where it's like, oh, like, you know, it's a nice punish for a lot of stuff. But like,
Mhm.
I played into it playing an armor deck, and it is so much more brutal than you think because
Really?
like
Okay.
think about Vmon, right? In raising area, you can only digivolve into Magnamon, which has a when digivolving effect, right? Like Rydramon, Flamedramon, you can't go into those.
Mm-hmm.
And like same thing with the yellow version, right? If you're playing yellow base, you can't go into Digimon. If you're playing and if you're playing like even yellow green base, you definitely don't want to digivolve into Rapidmon in the raising area because you only play it for the when digivolving.
Mhm.
And if your opponent can get 2 of these set up or is just good at memory choking you, it just makes the game
So
a lot harder because it forces you to start hard playing stuff, which like your opponent can react to easily, and it just
Okay.
kind of weakens your cycle and
So
stuff like
I think this is good versus armor specific decks, or specifically like the Vmon style decks, and it is a counter for Agumon and Gabumon. I agree.
I think it's very strong into Jessamine also.
Into Jessamon? Why?
Because how do you primarily play Jessamine? You evolve in racing and try to protect your stack, and then you move out, and then try to swing that way. Because
Yeah,
this
but I
stuff.
don't
wait,
think
wait,
it's
it's
on
only level
level
3.
Oh, never mind.
All right. Zero's dumb. Zero can't read. He's a Vanguard player. Excuse him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it says any. I thought
No,
it's
that's what I'm saying. Like,
it would be broken.
yeah, if it was any Digimon, it's broken. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this card is as crazy as people give it credit for. Because like Llama's entire scenario works if you're playing armors.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think that's the
yeah,
idea.
it's specifically.
Armors,
Yeah,
right?
it's specifically
Yeah.
the shit on armors. Yeah.
So like, and I think it's probably gonna be like armors are probably gonna be popular, at least like the blue ones for Imperial.
Yeah, I
So I
agree.
think this card gets a lot of value, and it's like it's a really like I also thought like oh it's a neat effect, but like it can like cripple armor decks if you
Yeah.
like play it early enough because like it just makes it so hard to play into the deck because like
Mhm.
if you move out your turn is like heavily restricted or you just pass turn.
Yeah.
Like if you don't move out, well you're losing resources by not being able to like use your breeding area at all.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely,
uh,
I definitely think that Emperor is great against armors, but against like your generic decks that just can digivolve for normally, I don't think it's super impactful, frankly.
Flavor wise, I think his design is really interesting, really
Yeah.
cool. Because like his first effect get counter by armor, because they don't get deleted, right?
Mm-hmm.
But his second effect counter armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, just really neat.
All right, so before we move on to the options, somebody said Morning Huang OCE Evo Cup today. Wish us luck. This BT8 set is looking super sick. Yeah, this set is super sick, and good luck to every Oceania fan today. Good, you guys were all great last time, and I hope for nothing but the best for you, all of you. Finally, going into the options. God, I am tired after this set review. We got Fire Rocket. Fire Rocket is Flamedramon's signature attack. While you have a Digimon with armor in its trait, you can play this without meeting the color requirements. And one of your Digimon with 2 or more colors gain +1 security attack for this turn. And the security effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. So very similar to Atomic Inferno in the sense that it's a 1-cost give security plus. I think Armor Rush potentially can make good use of this. Right, because Magnamon, for example, can hit for fairly large numbers. Flamedramon hits for fairly large numbers. Just Armor Rush in general can make use of this. And I think that's the entire purpose, is that it's specifically for Armor Rush. I don't know if you guys want to add any more to that. What?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just armor rush support.
Yeah.
It's just there's not much else to it.
All right.
Black War Greymon can use it.
True. Okay. Static Force. Static Force is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less, but if you have a Digimon with 2 or more colors, you can delete a Digimon with 7,000 DP or less instead. I think this card is pretty good, especially for 3 in combination with all of the Stilphimon, Aquilamon support and whatnot. I think this card is overall pretty solid. I don't have any major complaints about this. For its low cost, it hits a pretty wide variety of cards, right?
Yeah. If you Aquilamon and say you Aquilamon like a boar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing you can't remove, this will guarantee remove it because it'll hit 12k with sorry, not Aquilamon, Sylphimon.
Right.
Yeah, Sylphy. So
Oh,
if you run Sylphy, you can run this to be more removal. I just don't think I don't think it's necessary at the moment. It didn't feel necessary,
Mhm.
but you can include it if
Yeah.
if you ever feel like Sophie.
Probably come up.
Yeah, I think it'll come up
5.7
eventually.
equals 12.
Hmm.
It's just very cheap removal.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
no
It's
reason
it's just
to
a
not
good
like
card.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the person that said the Oceania information is actually Ryan. So hey, what's up, man? And armor form in black. Haha. Just wait. Eventually. And Crimson Blaze. Okay, this card's super sick.
This card's correct.
Crimson Blaze is a 6-cost red option that states reduce the cost of this card in your hand for every Digimon your opponent has in play, and then delete all opponent's Digimon with 6,000 or less DP, and then your opponent cannot play Digimon by effects until the end of the next turn. Security effect activate its main effect. This is really good against purple. This is really good against purple because you not only stop Eismon from summoning itself, you can stop Zwart from calling 2 bodies. You stop Monstermon revival. You just stop a lot of stuff. It's just really great anti-purple.
Check your Alex. Check your DM.
My
Yeah.
my DMs. Oh. What is this? Blasphemous act in magic. Is that what this basically is?
Yeah, it's that meme. Copy my homework, but don't make it too obvious.
But yeah. So I don't know any other color that's heavily as impacted by this card as purple is. Purple is definitely just like slapped by this card.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're playing
Yeah.
purple and you see this insecurity, you just want to like.
Just set the world on
Roll
fire.
over.
Ironically.
Yeah,
among
I
games,
think.
right, you can go 0.
Sorry. If so, yellow red has access to this card, so meaning if purple ever become a problem, you just play this.
Yeah.
Yeah, among many games of me getting thrashed by Tesser's Mastamon, there was like one game where he checked Crimson Blaze off security at the wrong time, and like it popped like a bunch of Digimon, and I was just kind of able to just go forward, and like it shuts off Eismon and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just a really good card in general.
Mhm.
The fact that it reduces for every Digimon and not every Digimon deleted is just really good.
They made Zuchaomon good in its option. Okay, Innocence Blizzard. A 3-cost blue option. Trash the bottom card of all of your opponent's Digimon. Then up to 3 of their Digimon with no source cannot attack or block until the end of their turn. So it's like Sorrow Blue that was upgraded. It's upgraded Sorrow Blue.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, it's just genuinely good. If they Digivolve over that stack, it's also still stunned, which I think is really, really impactful. It's
But not if they jogress over it.
not if they jogress over it. Yeah, then it gets over it.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue with this deck, with this card right now. If jogress remains prevalent, you might not see that much play
Mhm.
because jogress sort of invalidates it.
Right.
But you definitely one to watch out for once jogress, because so far this game seems to like cycle in new mechanics. Like
Mhm.
we were focusing a lot on hybrids last set. Now we're focusing a lot on jogress. So after next set, and we aren't playing jogress as much anymore, this card will be like one to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. Giga Death. This card is bad. Just real quick. This card is bad. 9 costs to spend 1 of your opponent's Digimon, then return up to 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck. Security effect: suspend 1 of your opponent's Digimon and then return 1. I don't think the card is good. I think it costs.
It's a very weird card.
It's a super weird card. I don't think it's good. Just play Mega Death. Just play Mega Death.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like you can get some value, but it's really weird where you like, because I feel like you definitely get like solid value out of it once you start like clearing like 2 or more Digimon. It's just kind of like, when is your opponent gonna have like decks go wide, but like not really, because like they jogress into smaller boards and stuff. So it's
Mhm.
like a lot of decks don't even go that wide where Giga Death is getting you like that much
Yeah,
value. It's a very weird card.
They go wide with a ton of unsuspended Digimon because
Yeah.
they're setting.
Yeah, I don't think this deck is good. I'm sorry, I don't think this card is good now or good in Imperial, but it might have like application in the future because I can see like if you have played maybe like a green deck that focus around suspending stuff, and if you have access to multicolor, this card could be like really devastating. But currently, it just doesn't do enough. But I think like concept wise, it's a good enough card because it's like one of the few cards that just wipe the whole board.
Someone said just play
and,
Nidhogg.
I mean, it. Yeah, you could.
You play this, it's probably gonna be for the security effect. At least the security
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah. Alright. Disaster Blaster. 3-cost yellow option. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. If you have a Digimon with 2 or more colors, or a Digimon that has 2 or more colors in its source, one of them gets a minus 6000 DP instead. I mean, just when you add this up, it accumulates with all yellows minus DP. I think it's just a really solid 3-cost option. I don't have any complaints with it at all, frankly.
Yep.
It's Top Gun again.
Alright. Plasma Shoot. Plasma Shoot is a 4-cost yellow option. If you have a Digimon with armor in its traits, you can use this option without the color requirements. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4000 DP for the turn, and then for every armor in your trash, all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1000. Llama, I know you've been playing with this card quite a bit. What do you think?
It's just like, it works well with the yellow armors and yellow in general. I think the minus 1k for every armor and trash is significant, right? Like, the same thing, being able to pop small stuff, right? We talked about how significant that is, and Plasma Shot can just do it well. And the fact that it also stacks on top of the original minus 4k is also really good, because it can combo, like, with your other DP like, DP minus, so, it's just, like, a good card. It can definitely, like, swing the game if it's, like, timed right with, like, enough armors and trash. But it feels pretty good to play, I think.
Okay. And then we got some question mark D question mark
Somebody
Nati.
Shanti.
This is making fun of the official site because that's how it shows up on there.
Yeah.
The dialectics on the letters and not showing up correctly.
Yeah, so it is a 1-cost green option that states you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of their Digimon or Tamers. Your opponent's cards suspended with this effect cannot unsuspend until the end of their next turn.
Target Okawa. Pause.
2 things to mention about this card that makes it different from other suspend but they can't unsuspend effects. First of all, it doesn't mention the unsuspend phase, so it turns off like any unsuspend effects, right? Like Victory Sword, like All Force Speedramon, for example, or like the Ken Davis unsuspend. So those also won't work. But it does, unlike those other effects that stop you from unsuspending, you actually are required to suspend the Digimon. So it doesn't work on already suspended Digimon.
So, do we think this card sees play? Genuinely speaking.
This card is really good.
Is it? Okay.
Because I mean I'm testing it with the like Shivamon list that I'm playing, and it's just really memory efficient, right? You want to have your stuff rested anyway, and like if you have like one big Digimon, all you need is like one small one, right? And then you just activate this, rest something, and it's just really memory efficient, right? Being able to do it for 1 cost is just really good.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten like value off of the suspending Tamer yet, but I'm sure that can definitely come up and like swing some games if you really need to lock a Tamer for a turn.
For sure. Yeah, I think this card has a lot of future, like just a lot of application in general. I feel like it's a really good card. Really, it works in line with the identity of what the green wants to do this set, which is suspend their own stuff. And it's just overall good card. Great card. Next is Lightning Blade, which is a 1-cost green option. If you have armors, you can ignore the color requirement. One of your Digimon with 2 or more colors gets plus 2000 DP and piercing. And security effect, suspend 1. I don't know how often this will come up, frankly. I guess it's good against opposing armor decks. Or just opposing like low end stuff, but I don't think this is as good as...
I was gonna say, it doesn't work on armor because the
piercing has to destroy, so it wouldn't resolve piercing. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. It's very okay.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about I might try this in the Rapidmon like list, just to like the Rapidmon and Digimon are both green and armors, so you already have that requirement. And it could come up sometimes. I don't know how much it might come up, but it could be a neat card to run.
Yeah, like it looks okay. I don't know. I'm not too like crazy about it. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. I'm not even gonna try. But it is a 4-cost black option. Trigger D-Digivolve on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then you can place one X-antibody card to the bottom of a black Digimon with X-antibody to destroy one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. And the security effect is the D-Digivolve and then pop 1. I think it's kind of hard to find room for this card in a black deck, but I don't think it's bad. I think being able to shove a source has its own applications here and there.
The X-antibody deck just wants you to run so much stuff already. is very demanding in slot, and I don't know. Ace Ryujin is it's okay, but I don't think it's
Yeah,
good.
I think it's okay.
Yeah,
It's one
it's
way to
just not.
slot or you into Alphamon, but like, I mean, if you haven't saw your UGs already, that's an option, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's just very. It's not. It's okay, but it's not good enough.
All right, Dark Gaia Force. Dark Gaia Force is an 8-cost red-black option that states choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total play cost adds up, to 15 or less, and delete all the chosen Digimon. Security effect: delete one of your opponent's Digimon with play cost of 15 or less. I saw some comments initially when this card was revealed, and they were like, "This is just better Gaia Force," and I actually don't agree with that. I think it being black-red actually makes it kind of awkward at times. I tested the deck for it a little bit, and I found myself either missing one or the other color when I needed situations for this card to come up. And given that it's stronger Gaia Force, but it's a Gaia Force with more conditions to fulfill, I think it's very fair. I don't have...
Yeah, there's also no black red Tamer for you just like play this card.
Right, exactly. Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
Now we got to Dark Gaia. Do you want to take a second? Because I think with the addition of Dark Gaia and now Crimson Blaze, I think in BT7 security control, I don't think so that much play, but I think with these like strong options, it could come back to see more play and focus more on the red and black aspect, where you just focus on like the strong deletion you have, and then you just run like Magna Antrimon and Magna Dramon.
Yeah, security control is pretty good.
Security.
Yeah, for sure. Security control wasn't very good in BT7 because, like, what are you popping? You can't pop a Tamer from your security. But now that we're going back to, like, Digimon presence being on board heavily, security control potentially has a spot back for sure. And
it's just also naturally good into jogress, right? Because jogress just gives you one target to get popped.
All right, Senbon Dokkan. It's the Mamemon option for Mamemon Tribal. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play any number of Mamemon whose total play cost adds up to 15 or less, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 6 or less for every Digimon played. Trash the remaining. I mean, in the context of Mamemon Tribal, this card's like kind of insane, right? Because you can play upwards of 3 Mamemons. So for 9 costs, you can play 3, pop 3. Like, it's pretty good, right? I don't know. I don't have any complaints about this card. I think it's really good for what it wants to try and accomplish.
I think the thing is how often are you getting the I don't know how many times you're getting the 3, because the play costs add up to 15 or less, right? So
okay, so
you're most of the time only getting 2 on board unless you get like 3 Thundermons.
Yeah, 3 Thundermon Fog, right? But you could do, let's see. I mean,
I think Thundermon is the main thing, is that it can enable you to get 3 bodies on board.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
you can do 2 Thundermon. Yeah, double Thundermon, and then anything that isn't old Metal Mamemon.
I also just think, like, just in general, getting 2 level 5s is also pretty good in general, frankly. Being able to play Mamemon with Decoy is pretty nice. Sidebar, Prince Mamemon, where are you at? As well as Tonkotsu Mamemon. Alright, Pandemonium Flame. You may 2 cost purple option. You may delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the deleted Digimon's level. Security effect: delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Does this card come up a lot for you guys, for purple players?
Just to trigger Oikawa mostly. Again, it was like the same issue I've had before with just the general Myotismon effect, where they aren't always suspended or unsuspended to actually be targeted by this, because I've been playing against a lot of like very aggressive like armor decks and stuff.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, Mist Memory Boost. I think this card's crazy. 3 cost purple Memory Boost. Trash top 2 cards of your deck, then draw 1, and then delay. I think this card is really good. This card looks really crazy, right? Am I wrong to assume that?
I think it's pretty good.
It's 3 costs to dig 3, but it's a cycle 1 technically.
Yeah, and it has ways to reduce its cost with Soul and Skull Satyr, right?
Yeah, it activate the trash effect and stuff that you want. It's good in that sense. I don't know. I don't know if it's technically better than
regular.
The regular, yeah, because regular dig 4, even though you don't get the extra trash, but you get to selectively pick your piece. The another thing is a lot of purple deck are very piece reliant on against very specific cards, so the old memory boost is good for that reason.
Right.
Maybe
Testro,
if we
what
get
do you
more
think?
trash support. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with everything Zero said. I think I'd rather play purple memory boost because I'm
Okay.
always wanting to find specific pieces.
Okay. Interesting. All right, and then Flame Hellscythe.
Love this card.
Purple,
That's
yellow.
amazing.
Yeah, this card's crazy. This card's crazy.
Cards absolutely nutty.
Purple, yellow, 6 cost option. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP. Then you may play one purple or yellow Digimon with 6,000 or less DP from your trash without paying its cost. You guys want to talk about that?
You ever
Plays
check
Magna
this in
Angemon.
security? Yeah, it plays Magna Angemon. It plays Starter Deck Gatomon.
Okay.
It's absolutely nutty.
I've won so many games where I shouldn't have just because I checked this in security, brought back Magna and popped the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's security, because it's DP minus, it pops armors without
Yeah.
them being able to release.
So cards that get effect that you could revive off of this effect: Pumpkinmon, Skullmeramon, Arukenimon, Cerberusmon, Black Gatomon, Anjuwamon, and Lady Devimon.
Yeah.
And as far as yellow goes, it's pretty cash money here. Sirenmon, Magna Anjumon.
Yep.
All right, that one's huge. BT3 Anjawomon. What else was there? Is there anything else? Mammothmon, got him. Yeah. And that's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good.
Well, started the Gato. It hit a bunch of.
Yeah.
It just because it's not gray specific, it's DP specific, meaning you can hit. You can do stuff like if your opponent is at 0 memory and they check this, you can get a pulse one back and end their turn. So the fact that it's so broad in this application, meaning that you can just get anything from your trash, it's just such a powerful card.
Yeah. All right, and then the last option in the BT8 set, Digi Armor Energize. I refuse to call it what it's actually named. 0 cost option. If you have a Digimon with armor in play, you may use this option ignoring the color requirements. Trash top card of your Digimon with armor. If it's attribute, then one of your Digimon can Digivolve into another armor from your hand by paying its cost. If you do unsuspend that Digimon, a security effect, you may play a level 3 Digimon with free in its attribute from your hand or trash without paying cost. Llama, take it away.
I mean, I've been messing with this card in the armor deck, and it's really cool. It's you can do some funny combos with stuff like Digmon and Rapidmon. I don't remember what it was, but I think Tessero's there where I made like a really sick play to like not lose the game with armor texture and Digmon, which is like it's just a really nice card that I think like 2, maybe like 3 of max could be good in armor decks. It's also like a mini, I think someone said it's kind of like a mini XVmon. Like, you swing, trash the thing, restand, and then swing again. And I think it's just, like, it just has, I think, good applications.
Okay. And then finally, we're on the secret rares for the BT8 set. First up, we have Daemon or Creepymon. 3 cost evolution.
Please refer to it as the proper name, as Creepymon. Thank you.
God, I hate you.
Rest in peace, Demon.
When Digivolving, trash the top 2 cards of your deck for each Digimon your opponent controls. If 4 or more cards are trashed by this effect, you may play a level 5 or lower purple Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. When attacking, once per turn, for every 10 cards in your trash the top 3 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, and the Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP for the turn. So with Solomon and Satamon, this becomes a 1-cost evolution, which is pretty nice. And obviously, it lends itself to the mill playstyle. But have either of you played this card yet? Like tested it?
Not yet. I think building around this is going to be difficult because there's so many things that you want to do with it. Reviving level 5s on a evolve into level 6 is huge, and there's so many interesting combos you can do with it. The obvious play is that you just revive Lucimon and get the pop stuff. Easy, really simple. But you also can it also sets up for Lilith Loop, so you kind of want to play it with that deck as well. It feels trash. It gets you level 5 to evolve into Lilith, all that. On top of that, there's the crazy stuff with Cerberusmon, right? Where if you have Cerberusmon in play, evolve another level 5 into Creepymon, bring back Werewolf mode from your trash, pop this pop this Cerberus Mon and you gain 9 memory, or you net 6 on actually from because you minus 3 from Creepy Mon, which is huge and can just enable you to sort of loop, because that 6 memory means you can hard play another Cerberus Mon and then evolve your Werewolf mode into another Creepy Mon and just do this again.
That's pretty
right?
good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think this card is like Tesla said. This card has a lot of application, but realistically, I think this card is probably like a 2-of that you play in a lot of decks, simply because you can't really ever fully build around this card because it's so easy to play around, right? Like especially with the jogress meta, they just don't give you 2 Digimon to if you know if they know your opponent knows you're trying to set up this card, they just do the 1 stack, right, and then try to push you to that 1 stack, and then you just have like a dead card in your hand. So that's the issue with this card, but it is very good otherwise.
I think what this is going to be is mostly going to be Lilithmon support, or it's going to be it's going to create this deck where it's like Lilith, Creepymon, Lucimon. It's the Demon Lord deck. It's basically Lilith loop, but you also have those other 2 Demon Lords in there.
Yeah. It's just it's a very solid card. I just don't think you can ever play this at 4.
I wonder if anyone's gonna make a weird mill deck with this, because like it's a neat effect being able to mill your opponent's deck, and I don't wonder if there's gonna be any applications for that in the future.
Eventually, we'll have like a viable mill deck, right? I think it has to be at some point.
And then Force Feedramon 0 will take over the meta.
Alright, and then finally the last card in the set, Imperial Dramon Paladin mode. Paladin mode is white level 7, comes from blue or green for 7 cost. It has 16,000 DP, so it is the highest Digivolution cost in the game as well as the highest DP in the game. So tit for tat. When your Digimon would Digivolve into this card in your hand, you can return 1 white level 7 from your trash to the bottom of your deck to reduce the cost by 4. So it then becomes a 3-cost evolution. It's supposed to be Omnimon because of lower. When Digivolving or when attacking, you may return 1 card with 2 colors from this Digimon's source to the bottom of your deck to trash all of your Digimon. Trash all sources from your opponent's Digimon, and then return all Digimon without a source to the bottom of their deck. So it's like Nidhogg on Digivolve and Nidhogg on Swing. I think Paladin mode's kind of clunky. I high-key think he's kind of clunky. But if you can get to him and you can stick it to the board, I think it's pretty good. I
think he's literally X-antibody Omnimon.
Yeah, he fulfills a similar niche to X-antibody, but they learned from their mistakes about what made X-antibody not super good, and they fixed it. They amended it.
Yeah.
Being on Digivolve is pretty huge comparing it to X-antibody.
I think realistically, this card being 7 costs is very fair, right? Because a lot of times, if you evolve this card at the proper time, you're gonna snipe 2, right? It's not hard to snipe 2 or even 3 with this.
Right.
And so if you think of that in context of like a Millennium will snipe 1, and this also gets around completely get around anti-deletion effect, like Crania, right? So it has value in that sense. And the other thing is that if you somehow trash, like you check this early in security or something like that, this card costs 2. So that's the other important application. I don't think you ever play this card at high count, but you can play this, say, in a deck, say, maybe not even Imperial, but say you play a deck with multicolor, right? And maybe not now, but in the future. But in general, this card, I think, will have application going forward in a deck with a lot of level 7. Just being able to have access to strong removal for 2 is important. In the current Imperial deck, it's okay. I play tested a little bit. It did come up once or twice. I think Fighter mode is probably better.
Yeah, I think
into
so
the
as well.
into the meta, but I think this card is pretty good. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
It's important to mention that it does give Mastamon decks issues. Well, specifically the type of list I was playing, because I play like no way to remove this off the board, and then this could force Mastamon decks to have to run ways to remove Paladin mode, because if this just gets on the board, it removes the Mastamon, it removes whatever Mastamon played with its effect, and then it removes anything you play afterward. So you basically just can't have you're locked out of the game, essentially.
Yeah. The one cool thing about this card that I really like it over final mode is that if you ever set on board and say you have 4 memory because of the Davis and Ken Tamer, right? You can jogress evolve into Imperial, and then evolve into this, and basically like just lock your opponent out of the game. Because especially in this meta, people have been playing a lot less level 7 removal in this meta. Like things how many cards this card dodge, right? Wyvern Bread does not remove this. Dark Gaia Force does not. Does Dark Gaia remove it?
Yeah,
It does.
exactly. It's exactly removes it.
Oh, it's exact 15. Okay, but yeah, Wyvern Bread doesn't remove it. A lot of the minus DP removal is gonna struggle to remove this because 16 is really huge. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see a lot of Gaia Force being played in this meta. You know.
I mean, security
Dark Gaia
control,
Force isn't playing
right?
that much. I mean,
Yeah.
Dark Gaia Force is a card that we'll see play in a security control deck if that deck will exist. But I won't see as much play in like a Black War Greymon deck like you might expect it to be, because from what I've seen people testing with it, it just doesn't come up as often as you'd expect. Maybe that's mainly because the Black War Greymon itself already does a lot of removals, so it's difficult to get full value of it. But yeah, it's just that level 7s have just seen so little play that people aren't prepared to deal with level 7s anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it could just be a case where you pivot into this card over fighter mode, just to give you, especially in depending on the meta, you can pivot into this card over fighter mode to deal with specific decks in the meta. Because as you mentioned, if say Machine Drama is tier 1, this deal with Machine Drama.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
If this deal with Mastemon, as mentioned, if some variant of like this completely destroy X-antibody.
Yeah.
So, I think the fact that the effect goes around most sort of protection in the game, just let you effectively deal with a lot of threat that you otherwise wouldn't be able to deal with, means this card have allocate. I would not be surprised if this card see plays over.
I could definitely see play for this card. I just think it is had clunky if you don't run into like those scenarios.
Yeah,
I think the one game I had where I ran into pilot mode, my opponent is actually playing a Shakomon deck, which might be where this card is actually going to belong. Because that could actually that kind of deck could actually stall out until you can
get to Pally.
Establish Elden.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I can see
it. Game.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, we have finally completed the BT8 set review. We're about to break 3 hours on stream, and God, I am tired. I am very tired. But with that being said, thank you guys, everyone, for watching the BT8 set review. This is for the YouTube video. I'm gonna end it right here. But thank you all. Thank you. All right. So the video is recorded. I will upload that most likely as its own separate thing at another time.
It's been like 2.5 hours.
It's actually been 3 hours. Fun fact, it has been 3 hours on stream.
Yeah, we'll do deck building later. that was way too long.
Yeah,
I'm tired. I'm tired. I got a headache.
Deck building plus testing.
Yeah.
I was like halfway into it. I'm like, we're no longer.
I got a headache around Rapidmon and Magnamon. And I was just like, I'm not playing anything after this. Holy shit.
Yeah, you notably started picking up the pace.
Yeah, I just wanted this to be over with. I was tired. I was really tired. I'm gonna go get food. All right, thank you guys, everyone, for coming out to stream, though. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to join the Huang Zero Discord if you want to talk more about this BT8 stuff, because I think everyone is super excited for this.